Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Kate, Felicia, Nick, and Corinne with their adventures in Illyria. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below, or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. So let's join the players as they play episode 73 of the Benefactor. And welcome back, everybody. And hello to our players. How are you all?
Good. It's a mixture then.
Doing good.
It's game day.
Feeling
we can ignore everything that has come before, and now we just dive into Illyria. And
I played lots of Terraria today. That's my achievement.
Yeah,
you did.
It
You
does
played
seem
what?
like a bit of
Terraria.
Terraria. My games of preference at the moment are Titanfall and Subnautica. Those two. Between those two, I've got Adrenaline and Peace. So it's kind of an up and a down. You know, it's like, do I want to go and blow up giant robots, or do I just want to kind of gently go through beautiful landscapes and occasionally get eaten by large things. So yeah, your streaming seems to be going well as well, Kate. You're hitting 20, 30 viewers regular.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Committing to daily streaming is tough, but people then know you're going to stream, so they actually pay attention. I turned up today, got myself ready, came back, and my chat was busier than I've seen it for ages. I was like, I haven't even started yet, guys.
To 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
people
yeah,
do
so
turn
far
up.
so good.
Oh,
Minion!
Well done, Minion.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Minion's been waiting for that.
Thanks for doing it now, so I get it in advance. That's going to be dropped into the.
Oh my goodness.
I think so. Let's see what you get.
I have 1 day
Got
left.
so
of
much
the
work
sub
to
that
do. I
Minion
still have to do the
gifted me.
fucking last loot bomb to create. Which I haven't done yet because I'm so busy and I don't have the time.
Yeah, that's fair. I am
His
battling homework
notes.
and depression, and it's not going well, I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's one of them, not both.
Yeah.
Just hang in there.
Something that hits a lot of us at the moment, and I think it's worth saying that you can reach out to your community, our community. We've got a Discord and all the rest of it, and I'd like to say, don't be British. Don't be British about depression. Fucking just say, I'm having a shit day. This is how it's going. I had an absolute mare of a day yesterday. Corinne was a saint. I had a moment where I just wigged the fuck out, and I don't know what it was. It was all irrational. Just, that is to everybody out there, to all our viewers, to everybody, just, connect, because that shit bites.
Hi, Sean.
I can tell you that
are you still
brutal
streaming
honesty
as well?
is probably the best thing I've done regarding my depression, because if you're brutally honest, then everyone knows what they're expecting.
Yes, exactly. Right, I'm just writing down the loot bomb. Thanks again to.
Are you having to do
Minion,
work
so-
on the? Oh, is it Farewell? Nick, are you having to put it through D&D Beyond? Is that the thing that's?
Yeah,
Time.
so that
Oh.
when you click on your item and it does its effect, it's all there for you. You don't have to keep your own notes, which I've done with all of the items that you've all never gotten. If you wonder why that each of your character sheets is uniquely tailored to each of your characters, so that you all have the very special items that you've got. Not that I spend hours behind creating each item on a system that's not incredibly intuitive to you.
Just
We love
searching
you,
for
Nick.
stuff on there going,
Please
Can't
sponsor
find-
us, so I
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to spend more money on the books.
that would
Yeah.
be nice. That would be nice.
Actually, that one might be. Well, I'll tell you guys later, but I think we're a good place where some of the money that we got paid out can go to.
Ooh. Well.
I had an idea.
We can
Oh,
talk about
Corinne's
that
got ideas.
after the stream or
Right,
during the break.
Yes,
the
I'll
roller
be later.
tables
'cause
have
that is useless
spoken.
to you guys.
So that will be
bomb.
slipped in at
Woo.
a suitable point in the story.
Okay.
So Eclipse steps out of the Green Mansion,
Oh yeah, I was
knowing
left.
full well that her portents and cooperation with Renata Green have bore fruit. Renata has now sent out her divination wizards back to Ostergold University, so that they can start eliminating possibilities for the underwater temple that you believe the Tristane Ostermark is going to, with the Chalice of the Drown. You take a look at your new badge at your hip, Eclipse,
Oh yeah, I got a shiny badge.
wreathed in silver.
Yeah.
The color of Renata's long-distance agents.
I have a gold one. No.
Yeah, that you stole. I was
That's a gold
awarded
one.
this one.
I don't care. I've got a gold one.
Does it work though?
So, as you head out back to the Hawk and Harness, I'd like to say, what are you all doing?
I'm
This
gonna
was the
head back.
morning we were heading off, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're out to do things. So if you guys have got things that you want to do, go ahead, because I know what I want to do.
I mean,
I'm not in the Hawk and Harness yet, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're
You're out and about
You've
already.
got your strut to do.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
your
I should
walk
put
of
Staying
shame to
Alive
do.
music on.
There is no walk of shame.
For her,
That is-
it's a walk of glory.
Oh, that's what I
that-
mean. That sort of
colour
strut.
No
pop.
shame for glory.
Yeah, there's a colour pop and a strut going on there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was thinking because of the whole Sylvania thing, Sylvania. Oh my god, me and words. I was thinking that Cora would be curious while everyone else, if everyone's sort of planned to sort of spend a few hours in the morning doing a few things, then I think she would head out with Eowyn and try to maybe track down her old buddy from the area, for her, which is cool. And she's suddenly blanked on names. Where is my notes? But Lysandra,
Maybe?
yeah, Lysandra, the wood elf from
Oh,
Sylvania.
good dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was the one who first told me about that sort of stuff, and she has connections with Ola as well. Which so catching up with her, at least sort of checking in, was my plan because she may want to travel with us or help us because she's from there. So that was kind of my thing at some point.
Sure. Okay.
Huh.
Well, in the absence of any other, let's do that. How are you
Okay.
going to find her?
Good question. With my wits and cunning, so
You know where she lives.
I can't. Do I know where she lives?
Yes, because we visited.
Did we
Yeah,
visit?
we visited Dead. Glory
Yes.
made you like have a very weird feelings, and then we left.
Yeah,
You
that's
gave her
true.
back
That's
her dress.
true. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But for some reason, I've mixed that house and Jacob and Garrett's house together in
yeah.
some way. I don't know if Bebop was around or something weird. I don't know. Maybe we
No,
visited
we
them
visited
straight after,
them after we visited her.
and I've merged them. Okay, fine. So I know where she lives. So I will head to there first because that seems to be the easiest, most logical place to go.
You go to the house, knock on the door, and an orc, very sleepy orc, answers the door.
Ooh, what time is it? It's really early. Am I stupidly early?
No, it's
Okay,
it's a reasonable time to call. It is the morning, but it's a reasonable time to call. And he goes, "Sorry, love, I was about to go to bed. Night shift.
Oh, sorry.
What can I do for you?"
Is Lysandra here?
Who?
Lysandra? Elf?
Oh, the wood elf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. She,
Have I got the name wrong? She's Lysandra, right?
Yeah, Lysandra. That's it. That's the
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, took a moment.
Okay.
I didn't really know her much. I bought the place off her. Well, I bought the lease. You know, I helped her move her stuff out, and you know.
Oh, she's not here. She's not here.
No.
Oh,
I live in a gaff now. Well,
Oh,
it's my
oh.
gaff.
right. Sorry.
Yeah, she went down to Tinclip Alley. Yeah, got her own little stall place, florists, botanists type thing. Lovely place it is.
Okay, can't find my pen. Right. What was it? What alley?
Tinclip.
Tinclip.
Tinclip Alley. Yeah.
Oh, okay. She got a shop?
Yeah,
Did you say?
yeah. I think she lives there now, actually. Which, you know, there's only one room above the shop, tiny little thing as well. I guess, you know, price of success. Sleeping in amongst the flowers. But yeah. She's good on her.
You don't
Good on her.
happen to know the name of the shop, do you?
No. It's florists though.
But it's a florist.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I should be able
Yeah.
to find that.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
down the clip, there's only going to be one or two florists anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the shops down there are always changing. They're either
Sure.
the fly or the fail. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, sorry, I won't disturb you. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, miss.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, morning. Okay, bye.
Closes.
Cora fails charisma, even though she's meant to be a 20. Okay, just Kate.
She's 22 actually. She has
I know.
the highest charisma of any of our characters.
I goofy in a charismatic way,
Yeah,
though,
she's
you know.
one more than me, I think.
Yeah,
Do you have 20 or 21?
No, I'm on 22 because of that book, and then you're gonna get the book. Yeah.
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 Next round with the book is mine.
Endearingly goofy, right? Okay, I'll start. I wander down Tin Clip Alley looking for a florist. Or
Okay.
a recognizable
Tin Clip Alley,
elf.
or the Clip colloquially, is a street for which one side of the street is in the Merchants District. If you have a shop on that side, you are literally a member of the Merchants Guild. You are in the property of the city that is by leasehold theirs, and it's somewhat of a business incubator for the city. Typically, the shops there are quite small, and they quite narrowly kind of packed together. In fact, there are some alleys that used to come off Tin Clip Alley that have been filled in with other shops. There are also stalls on the other side of the road, almost as if they're waiting for the chance to acquire a shop on the other side. You know this as a kind of a mixed blessing. There are a lot of people who come down here just to see what new trade is coming into the city, what new businesses are starting up. Some people who are the next big thing are here, but then there are people who have just kind of built up the money, giving it a try, and yeah. So what you will get here is a mixture of avant-garde to they're off the mark. And sure enough, you can see that there is in fact only one florist currently in this little incubator, and the crates and jars of flowers that light up the street. Beautiful, brilliant colors, some in water, some in earth, some of them tall and gangly, bearing strange kind of fruits, and others just kind of small and squat and ugly. She seems to have all different types of flora here. And you can see that, sure enough, Lysandra is outside of the shop, selling literally from the door.
Morning.
Cora!
As I
Cora,
walk up.
Pete, come here. She,
You got a shop.
yeah, she goes up and she gives you this big hug. I was wondering what to do with the money I was building up, and thought I'd get some contacts from back home to send me some seeds, and these things here. These are direct imports. I mean, these are just sent from friends and family and that, and I'm cultivating them in the shop. And she looks at you. She points to the roof of the shop, and you notice that, like a strawberry planter, she's actually butchered the roof and turned it into some sort of rooftop garden. And just like a strawberry planter, there's these patches of different foliage coming out of windows, and where she's removed slate tiles and everything. The entire shop looks like it's about to be engulfed by foliage.
Do I recognize any plants from the Feywilds? Or are these not from
Do me a
there?
perception check.
Sure. Okay. That is D&D Beyond. Right. Perception is... Oh, that's not too bad. That's 19. No. Ignore me. I always do that. I always look at persuasion. Right. Perception. That's not so bad. That's not so good, but it's 16. So
16? Yeah, 16 is fine. And mostly it was a luck check to see if there was anything there. And Yeah, you can see two grass. You can see two grasses that you have being that you've gone on a lot of picnics, things like that. The Summerlands is always summer when you go to visit, and there's two that you recognize. One is a green grass that looks like regular grass. It's she's kind of packed it in boxes with caution written on the side of it, and you can see that she has a candle that she has lit by the side of it. And where the candle is lit next to it, you can see that fire, or the blades of grass closest to the flame are reflecting blue. And you know this as sleep grass. You've had it pointed out to you. You know to light up a fire lantern, or create a fire cantrip, and always look around the campsite with fire before you bed down for the night in the Feywild. If you don't, and you sleep on sleep grass, chances are you'll never wake up. This grass has
a great plant
effect.
for all the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's an unseelie plant, and it actually it survives by people falling asleep, dying, and then becoming fertilizer.
Wonderful.
It's a nasty plant. However, you
Any
do know
non-nasty
that,
plants?
herbalists can use it and dilute its effects for a good sleeping draught for those who have trouble sleeping. Those who
Right,
have,
yes, makes sense.
nightmares as well. It gives you in the right dose, it gives you a good and dreamless sleep. You wake up very refreshed as a result. The other one that you know is a different grass. It's called sweetgrass. And this one here, again, looks like regular grass, except it has a bright yellow stripe up the middle of the blade. And it's nice to eat. Literally, you can just rip it off and eat it. It's like candy.
Cool. Noted. Ooh.
So yes.
This is a nice shop. I didn't realize you did this. Or maybe I did, and Kate has completely forgotten, but we won't go into it. This is nice. How much are you selling the sleep? No, not the sleep grass. Not the sleep grass. The sweet grass for.
Well, if you want a planter, that'll be 2 gold, and if you want a bag of it, that's just a couple of coppers.
Can I get a little pot? A little pot for the the windowsill in my room would be cool. It's tasty and it's cool, and here and I dig out 2 gold, and I hand it to her.
She picks a good-looking pot that's been painted on the side, so a beautiful kind of like the type of art you see on the side of narrowboats. And she takes a look at it, smiles as if to think, yeah, this is the right one for you, and hands it to you.
Thanks.
She, as you're about to put it to one side, she goes, "Oh, sorry, 1 second." Whispers something and beckons with her hand, and a few insects fly out of the grass and onto her shoulder.
I wouldn't want to take them away from you. Thanks.
They are my workforce.
Well, yeah. Very cool. It's still pretty cool. Anyway, I didn't actually come for this, but it's cool. I had a question, kind of. So I'm heading with the guys to Sylvania, later today. We're planning to go there. We're on a kind of mission thing, and that gets us a bit closer to our destination. We need a boat ride and things. I was kind of gonna ask one if you had advice, or if you even wanted to come, but I don't want to take you away from your work.
No, I'm way too busy here, but thank you for thinking of me.
Well, you know the place better than anyone. You've been there, you lived there, so.
Well, it depends where you're on about.
Oh, damn it. This is why I need to take Phil with me everywhere. He's the smart one. He knows things. Where are we going? Where are we going? I don't know where we're going. Wait, I have a
lived in
thing.
a
I'm
place
gonna
called
message
Brenhollow.
farewell through the thing. Like for the first time ever, remember that I actually have this damn green thing, and I'm gonna just be like, farewell. Damn it, where are we going in Sylvania?
What did you do?
Nothing. I'm buying grass. Oh, that sounded wrong. I'm buying. I'm with Lysandra, and
I thought we had a guy for that already.
we do. Anyway, where are we actually going? I'm asking Lysandra. She's from there. She can give me some advice if we need it. But where are we actually going?
Oh, the City of Gold, Astamount.
City of Gold. That's easy to remember. Why did I ever
Gold
forget?
Astamount.
Oh, that's not so easy to remember. Okay, Gold. I'm gonna like relay it to her.
Yeah, just being specific, simply because if there is a City of Gold, then I could do with us not ending up in some kind of ancient temple running from giant boulders.
Kate is having
I think the
flashbacks
closest
to
to a
the
city
cities
of gold you've seen has been Glorious
Yeah, the
Home.
theme tune's in my head, Kate. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, such a good show. Right. Okay. Anything particular you want to know that I could ask?
Well, I don't think we're planning on being there very long, but maybe who we need to talk to about getting dock space or at least safe passage out of the city. I understand they don't take kindly to foreigners, and let's be honest, we're pretty foreign.
No shit. Okay. Cool. All right. Carry on. So yeah. Sorry. City of Gold, Astamount. Do you know of it?
Astamount.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
So you're going to the Shining Ones. I see. Oh, it's
not good.
okay. That's different. If you're going to somewhere like I grew up in Brenhollow, if you were going somewhere there, I could tell you everything. All I could say for the Shining Ones, just don't play their games. Go there, be polite, speak in very simple terms. They can sniff out even the slightest nuance of an insult. And you might just get unlucky and they'll just imagine an insult or twist your words so that it pleases them. They love taking offense to things and entering in meaningless duels, and it's just don't play their games. Just be polite, be humble, ask how do you do everything. Normally there will be a small charge for everything, especially amongst the servant castes. But just don't rock any boats, okay? They can get really touchy.
Great. Oh, we are not the people to rock boats.
Yeah, just speak to the others and
just
say
in
to
out
them,
real
it's
quick.
like a game, maybe, That,
Yeah.
that they need to think of every sentence that they speak and make sure that they think of the worst possible thing that could be interpreted by that sentence. And if they can't think of anything, then maybe it's safe.
I think we'll just not speak to anyone. Might be the safest thing. Yeah, okay.
Bear in mind that a lot of these cities are exiles. They were exiles. They have a sovereign state here now in the Prime Material that's adjacent to the Feywild, but they're no longer part of the Feywild, not part of the courts that are there, and they know it. There are some families that traverse the two, that have holdings in both the Amberglades, the Evermorns, those lot. They are the types that are a little more relaxed. You could talk to them, no problem. So look out for those kind of names. If you meet an Evermorn or if you meet an Amberglade, chances are they'll be quite relaxed. If they announce their name like it's really, really meant to be something, give all the airs and graces, sound really impressed, and make your conversation as short as possible. Because chances are, if they're having to prove their name so much, they're probably an exile, and they're effectively stuck in Sylvania. That's the only place where they have any sway, any holding.
Right.
The city,
So Evermorn and Amberglade are good.
Yeah, Evermorn, Amberglade. There might be one or two others, but
Okay.
But those two are the major ones.
So,
They're quite
because
large families.
the guys were thinking that it might be a good idea to, walk in there as a knight of the summer court, but I'm getting the feeling that might not go down too well if they are bitter that they
it'll
can't
go
be
down
there.
great.
Will it?
It'll go down great. Yeah.
If they're exiled from there and they can't go home, won't that feel
everybody
like...
wants to impress. Everybody wants to impress a Fey Knight. It's but they won't act like they will. They won't
Right.
act as if they want to impress you. And if anything, if they can't impress you or somehow get their favor from you, then they can gain renown by dueling you. So be careful with it. But yes, it can work. You do get automatic privileges and protections by being a Fey Knight.
Okay, I have to ask this question.
I had no idea you're a Fey Knight. Who do you represent?
Oh, yeah. That's probably a thing that happened since we last talked. A lot has happened since...
You gained a banner.
Well...
Whose banner have you got? I'm assuming you're just in regular clothes walking through the city at the moment. Or
Oh, yeah. She
shroud,
I mean, she doesn't walk around like she's some...
Yeah, with your pennant on, yeah.
No. Maybe the Summer King himself?
And she's staring at you, absolutely agog.
Yeah, I kind of...
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, it's sort of complicated how it happened. I know. It was sort of a well, not even a mistake. I got involved with someone very close to him.
Okay, well...
To be honest, it's actually been a thing for a long time. It hasn't just recently happened. I just only recently found out that I had this connection and I didn't know it.
Okay, well, don't worry about dueling then, because they're terrified of him.
I was literally going to ask you what the duel might, be, because I feel like I need to know if I meant to just knock someone out, or if we're
Single
talking
combat and choosing whether to kill them or knock them out is considered to be a testament to your character.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just walk in there with all his fancy... I have some clothing that I can change. Like my hair, I can change. So I could just walk around like I'm some, asshole who...
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, what, now?
Mm-hmm.
What? Charisma saving.
You're very flustered, and we know what happens with your hair when you're flustered.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
And my charisma saving throw is a plus 10. So that's a 30.
So 30. Okay, as you're talking about this, I want to ask you, Kate, how do you feel about the awe that's coming from Lysandra right now? Are you enjoying the fact you're impressing her? Are you trying to impress her?
Oh.
No, I'm not trying to impress her. I think for Cora, because it's sort of become the norm for her, and it's sort of like she drifted into it, and she didn't go and apply for this job type thing. It just sort of happened, and it only happened because of her relationship with Enola. And so I still don't think she quite realizes how important and special it is as a job. It's just like, he calls me this, but I'm just doing my thing. And so I think it probably is more that she's like people actually like. Oh, she thinks this is quite a big deal. It's not a big like because Cora's just like it's not a big deal. I mean, I can blast some stuff and things, so that's kind of cool. But it's not.
Yeah.
She doesn't really think about the responsibility side of things.
Yeah, and the reaction that you got from her is like, it's like me turning around to you and saying that, sorry, didn't you know I'm the Queen's personal pharmacist? I thought I told you. Really? Yeah, I mean, a consultant, obviously. I mean, I've got people that do it for me, and I only need to go there when she needs something. But it's just I got the job through someone else. She's on that level thing. I mean, it's even bigger than that, really, because of the terror that's involved. It's almost like you're there saying that you're Satan's barber or something. Me
and Satan are just like, ooh.
He comes in for short back and sides every Tuesday. It's crazy how long the hair goes, And you have to cut around the horns as well and get it all right and stuff.
Yeah.
But the stories he brings in, my God, kind of thing. It's like that kind of thing. You just said that to her, and she's like, Jesus. So you saved, which means that you can feel the clothing on your skin start to ripple. Almost as if it's about to, because you're talking about being this knight and all the rest of it, it's almost subconsciously turning into what you know to be, with a 30, your knightly garb. It's about to transform into your full knight costume. And with a 30, you can, if you wish, just stop it with your mind.
Want to see something cool? I'm just going to say that and let it happen.
And suddenly your the shoulders just flare up and these kind of flaming.
I'm hoping there's no bit like I don't know how many other people are around. So this is. I'm expecting us to be alone, but we're probably not at all.
Oh no! There's this.
All these people trying to
shop.
Clip.
Going, there's tons of people come to waste their money on the next big thing.
Yeah.
And you're suddenly you've got a pair of shoulder pauldrons that look like flames. You've got a tabard that has a castle with a sun over the top of it, and the sun, it has like kind of wavy lines inside of it that makes it look like a big ball of fire instead. The rest of you just suddenly turns into this very short knight, and then for final effect, a cloak of fire bursts out of your back.
Sorry.
And
back up a second.
You know that the fire doesn't burn anyone, but still all the same.
No, but they freaked out, so I'm just.
They'll be freaked out, yeah. And Lysandra's just there, like.
Oh, darling. That is
Oh my God!
Oh, thank you,
Minion!
Thank you, Minnie.
Sweetie.
And she's just. But. Oh my God!
I know. Sorry, it's a bit much though for the clip, and I put it. I go back to normal.
Yeah, and you just kind of shrug, and as you shrug, everything just kind of goes back into just a regular pair of commoner's clothes.
I don't think I've quite. I don't. You just reacted like really.
Honey.
I mean.
Honey. Where did you get that?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you get that, honey? I've got to have one. Tiefling drag queen, by the way. Guys decided. What can I say? I've updated my roller.
To be fair, a drag queen would love that.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, it would suit you so much. But this is kind of a special thing, and I don't think the person who gifted it to me would approve of me just handing it out. It's kind of it's like a uniform thing. But
a friend
I
gave
know
it to
someone
you,
you
and
should
don't want
talk
to tell
to.
me.
No, but I do know someone with
no,
incredible
okay.
fashion sense.
I hear you.
Send her to the lady who made our gala outfits.
Oh, I was gonna send it to you, Glory, but yeah, I guess so. I can't remember.
Hey, you can send her to Glory.
Because she
yeah.
made the flaming dress, remember?
That's true. In fact, yes, I don't. It's probably not stuffed in my bag, or is it? It's a bag
might
of
be.
holding. It can carry a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Really sure you haven't emptied your bag of holding since you got it.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like the back of people's cars.
I'm gonna dig in now. So, okay, question. The outfit I wore to the ball that radiates heat.
Yeah,
Is it magical? Can it change size?
it can. I don't know how. I guess you keep it against your skin and it just starts to grow. But yes, it attunes like armor does.
I'm gonna be like, I got something better for you, and I'm gonna dig it out, because I'm thinking like she's not like she can literally I can literally turn into fire. I don't necessarily need a dress that does it. And I'm like, when am I gonna wear this again? Like it was such a weird night that I don't think I could ever. And like, you have this, and I hand her that dress. I'm like, careful,
She's like,
because this
same-
one
same-
does
same
get
deni-
really hot.
Same designer.
No. Different designer. One. This is. Can I pretend that I'm not
You're
Kate and I can actually remember?
You're not giving me last season's cuts, Sunny, are you?
Hey, it's pre-owned. Yes. But it was a big hit, and I think if you liked what I just did, you'll like this. Do you like turning
Show
up the
her the
heat?
snap.
She looks at this tiny, tiny dress and goes,
Try it on.
"Thank you for the gift." And with not
did
sure
I-
whether she should be sassing you or thanking you, she kind of gives you her card. Yeah, she's a variety entertainer, and
Drag queen show.
and she says, "Maybe you'll see it on one of the shows." And unless
Just
you
to
have something-
warn you, if you snap when you're wearing it, don't be standing near anyone too close, because they'll feel a bit of a burn. And I just wink, and I'm just gonna leave it there. She can figure it out.
That. She's like, well, okay. And heads off.
We'll come
You
see.
just-
I'll come watch. Do you know Bebop?
Beat Bubba Doom?
Yeah.
Oh, honey. Three nights ago, he and I got wrecked together. Wrecked.
Okay.
And,
FIFA.
I love you already, honey. New best friend.
the card says Alice Steele.
Okay. And I give a look to Lysandra. I don't know what Lysandra's
name,
reaction to all
obviously.
of this has been.
Yeah.
Only you, Cora, is my imagination of her face right now.
yeah, probably.
Lysandra's there just looking with complete...
I mean...
I need to get used to the city at some point.
Oh god, you never get used to this city.
I really do. I really do. Wow.
Yep, if
Honey.
you've got a friend like Glory, then
Honey,
you're gonna end up
I
with
haven't given
costumes
you any
like this.
honey. Hang on. And she goes, runs into the shop, pulls out a small clip jar, and it's got, little clip jar with honey in it. Here you go.
Is this... Do you make this? I mean, did you have bees that make this?
She points up at the, at kind of like the where the first floor meets the roof, and sure enough, there are some very busy bees pollinating all the plants.
Aww.
And I start digging in my purse. How much is this?
No. That's that. I'm giving out to all my friends.
It smells amazing. Thank you.
It should do. It's got 23 different plants.
Wow. That is so cool. Okay. I better head back. I don't know. We're meant to leave at some point, but thank you. I'll tell you how it goes. If I'm not dead from a duel, but hopefully not.
Try not to do that.
We'll try not to.
When you come back, we'll have coffee and
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of crap went down in this city, and I'm glad you're okay. I hadn't seen you, so glad you made it through.
Thankfully, I had a few tricks up my sleeve.
That's what I thought.
I hid, but
hiding is a good
I think
idea.
anybody could blame you for it.
No. I make sure she knows that I'm not judging her at all for hiding, and I'm just glad that she did.
Yeah. No one in the city recently, if they said, what were you doing? If you say, well, I was fighting, people will be like, oh, fuck, good on you. If you're there saying, yeah, I managed to find a place to get out of the way because there was no, I don't know how to fight a demon, people are still like, good on you. You know, kind of
You
thing.
survived.
You
Yeah,
survived.
exactly.
That's all
You
that
survived.
matters.
Well,
Yeah.
freaking done. Yeah. Okay, I better go, but I'm glad you're doing well, and there's some cool stuff here. I know where to come when we need some nice.
Sure.
Well, it's just great.
I'm supplying potion makers throughout the city now, and apparently this has been sorely needed because trying to get hold of various healing herbs and things.
That's true. Yeah, and having some color in the city is a nice
I'm looking
thing.
to see if I can maybe get some more growing space somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, wait, is there anything you need? I mean, like, we're going till Savania.
Oh, no. I didn't realize you were about to offer that. Sorry, I thought you were going to offer something else.
Oh.
No, I thought you were going to kind of offer charity. It's business, you know. But if you're going there,
You need money?
no. You were about to offer to get plants whilst you were not.
Yes,
overseas
but what, are
in
you
Savannah?
saying that you need money?
No. I thought you were about to offer money, and I was about to tell you no.
Oh, I see. No, I mean, no. I mean, unless you need it. If you needed it, I'd offer it. But otherwise, I'd come and buy stuff from you. Cause
Okay. Yeah. I
trade.
I make my own way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
you
yes.
look like you don't need help. I mean, you set up your own shop. That's more than I've ever done.
I need some spore sticks. Just a mixture of a mixture of mushrooms from the Feywild and Solania. You go to any mushroom seller, and as long as you convince them that you're not setting up in the same city, I doubt not dropping my name would be any use. But they should know that you're from Ostervald. I mean,
Okay.
it's in your accent after all. So,
Sure.
yeah, just say you're taking it back to there, and I'll pay plus 10% on whenever. So it'll be a simple trip.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say, I don't know how long we're really going to be there and if we're even going to make it to the Feywilds and stuff, but I will keep my eyes peeled, and if we don't make it this time around, I hope we can go back, so.
Anything they have, any range, I'm not fussy.
Okay, spore sticks, I can do that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I can start growing mushrooms in the cellar. Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've got other customers, and you can see
Yeah.
that there's a woman clutching her purse next to a bunch of daisies, and she's kind of like.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for the honey and the sweetgrass. Pay her extra. She's really good. I say to kind of like the lady, like tipper sort of thing, and
Yeah, she purses her lips at you. She's kind of, disapproving
city!
woman.
This is the best in the city. And I walk off.
Oh, Cora. Sweet
So,
Cora.
what else? What are the rest of you doing?
I'm heading back.
We could go to Glory, or we could go to Nick.
So, Felicia, what is Glory doing on her way back? I don't mind waiting.
Let's see here. I borrowed a dress. I'm looking good.
Yep.
Let's see here.
You've got a black whisper silk dress.
Yes. I mean, Glory doesn't really have any major preparations to do, since what she wanted to do, she did the night before.
Let me check my to-do list. Bone the Queen of Thieves. Yep, I'm done. I'm done.
I meant the information talking before, but the implication was also there for a reason. But yeah, like mostly just double check that we have enough health potions with us for safety, just in case. That everything is packed. You know, if we're gonna go out on a boat, I need to have some shoes that don't have tiny heels. You know, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
So you need
Okay.
some thicker heels.
Yes.
Sure.
But yeah, Gloria doesn't have any major things, so she will mostly just strut back into the tavern, have some breakfast with second breakfast with Noki, or well, tea, maybe coffee, you know, fika.
Well, fika, definitely. Fika is
the stream. How's the stream doing?
Did the stream just do a weird thing? My computer just had a
The
moment.
stream looks like it has frozen.
Yeah, it should be back.
I can hear audio from it.
It'll kick back. It'll kick back.
I think. Sorry, I had a glitch moment. Sorry, my OBS just went.
Right.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
So,
sorry, I don't know if we missed them.
Nick, do you have anything specific? If not, I can throw.
Yeah, in the interest of time, Farewell's going to hand it over to the Broken Hen to meet up with Feros, the Horizon Walker.
Sure.
And basically what he's going to want to do is, and I don't mind because it's literally is just going to be really boring for future stuff. Basically, Farewell wants
some of the lore, and
Farewell wants to spend some time with him, basically understanding how he does the detect planar stuff, and basically he's just going to sit there with his book and just for hours, or up until Feros kind of runs out of things to say, note everything down from like just what he says to hand movements to body placement, and just
wait, is this Raoul Eclipse's
romantic
interest?
Well, he was more of one night stand, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Raoul Feros.
Yeah. I've just got him down as Feros.
Feros, yeah. He's got a very Ostermarkian name because he has been to Nara Homelands, but he was actually born here. As you'll find out,
he was adopted by halflings, is what you said.
Yeah. He's Naru only by he's reclaimed his culture, basically. Yeah. I didn't give him that deeper storyline, but yeah, he's reclaimed his culture. So yeah, in a nutshell, Nick, Raoul Feros tells you that he was born a Horizon Walker, and his parents wondered what it was when he was always looking up at the sky, pointing out, saying, Daddy, can you see the lights? Can you see the lights? And he was like, no. And it turns out that it was just a very small rift that was just about 300 foot up in the air, and it just used to spark with a bit of energy. It wasn't powerful enough to cross over or anything like that. It was just a slight rift between the planes. And they spoke to the village wizard. The village wizard, first of all, thought that he was just seeing things, but then eventually, begrudgingly, grabbed hold of the reagents to test to see if he was a Horizon Walker. And and turns out that he can see and detect the passing places between worlds, between the planes of existence.
There'll be lots of questions like, what does it look like? What's it sound like? What's it taste like? What's it?
Sure. Yeah.
And
he'll say things like,
Well,
it depends on the type of rift. Obviously, I mean, you've got all sorts of different things. But the one thing is that for me, whenever I move through a rift into another plane of existence, you said, does it taste? Yes, tastes tinny. Tastes a bit tinny on the tongue, like this metallic taste. Yeah. I can also tell if somebody has very recently walked through a rift between worlds. So my kind aren't just used to find passages between the planes, but also to hunt down those who are maybe coming to this plane of existence because they are escaping justice.
And is there what gives that away? A smell, a sight, like an aura? Sometimes
It's
you're
a
too close to
feeling.
people, and it's
Tension.
sort of like like the mag.
It's a tension across the surface.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I cannot rest.
And you would say that you're, you're in relatively good health. Yes. Normal, typical for a person of your age and species. And
he takes a moment, kind of looking at you, and goes, "As far as I'm aware, are you here to tell me something, Mr. Bearbones?
Any abnormalities I need to be aware of?
No.
Okay. We just have to establish a baseline before we can then try to replicate the results elsewhere. It's not necessarily a straightforward thing as just go, okay, well, you can do it because of this. It's one of those things where you just have to establish where your base is.
Not everybody discovers that they have the gift at birth. For some people it is dormant for years, and it's normally when they get exposed to cross-planar energy or the right cross-planar energy that the gift activates. Because the DM knows that somebody may cross-class into it like a git, so
or into slightly something else that's piqued my interest for building, which is the reason why we're sat down and doing this now. Because
So yes, for everybody it is in the blood, and it may even be a type of sorcery, but typically it is more akin to the beast stalkers, the gloom stalkers, the people of that kind.
Okay.
Personally, I believe it to be God-given.
Unlikely, considering the prevalence, but that's your belief, and I would be a very poor cleric if I told you otherwise. Now, is there anything you have to do in particular to get it to work? Like, do you have to stand a certain way? Like certain hand shapes, or the usual sort of somatic / verbal components that most spellcasting.
It's all innate. All innate.
Well, that's challenging. But the challenge is to be overcome. So,
there are some races who are more sensitive to it as well. It's something that they can develop. Normally, those who are crossed between worlds as well, like yourself, for example, you are part
not
humanoid,
me.
part elemental.
I'm I don't know if I count as that. I'm born and bred here. I mean, several generations ago, we did that, and that's the whole thing. And I'm sure that
Mr. Bearbones, may I try something?
It depends.
Sometimes we can use people who have a heritage from other planes of existence to get them to have a vision of the plane of existence that they come from. If your bloodline is connected to the plane of elemental water, I could potentially get you to see it for a few seconds.
What's the risks? I only say this is usually I would jump at the opportunity. However, the last couple of times that I've had planar experiences, I think I almost died once and something very bad happened the second time. And I kind of promised my friend that my friends actually, that I wouldn't do it again unless they were around, or was it? Did I say I wouldn't do it at all? It's one of the two. That I wouldn't do it if they weren't around, or I wouldn't do it at all. And I can't remember which one it is, but it's a sliding scale. It's one of those things, where you just sort of have
It's an ancestral memory, Mr. Bearbones. Nothing more. It's
again, you say that, and the last time I did anything with an ancestral memory, especially one to do with someone from the Naru, even someone was not originally born there, kind of got me near death.
I think it's probably best for you to. It was only going to be a small thing, but I think
Naru,
it's.
even someone that's was not originally born.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think it's. I think it's worth you not doing it. It was just a trick.
Oh no, and sorry, I didn't mean to sound ungrateful. It's just, there's a pattern that I've noticed emerging, and he flips to the relevant page in his book and shows him, and sort of goes like that, and he's like, and as you can see that I do something, and regardless of the consequences, whether they be good or bad, there is a level of criticism, and somehow I end up in trouble. So what I'm trying to do is other ways where I don't quite always end up being told off, which is the hesitation, and yeah, sorry.
Not a problem. I'm glad I could be of service.
No, thank you. Have you said hello to Eclipse, by the way?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, do you want to come with me? She's probably back at the tavern by now.
Not right now.
You sure? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we're probably going to be leaving today.
It's kind of awkward.
Why?
Well, I very recently made a romantic connection, and I think it's a little too soon to go visiting female friends, especially female tabaxi friends. Yeah, suspicions, you know. However, I think she dropped something last time we were there. Last time she was in my. Last time we spoke, and I was wondering if you don't mind giving it back.
No, Phil has no comprehension as to what that innuendo meant.
So
he's completely lost. He's just like, for once, his powers of insight have completely failed him with a natural one. So he is literally sat there going, "What?
did Eclipse like offend this guy?"
He was, huh? Sure, I can give it back to. I mean, literally, she will be just, and she won't mind that it's been a while since you two talked. She'll be happy to see another tabaxi.
Maybe later. I'm very busy right now. Anyway, could you please give this back to her? I'm pretty sure that she dropped it. It's not mine. And he hands you it's just a small pendant with a little semi-precious gem on it.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of like it's got flecks of like silvery iridescent material in the gem. The gem itself is a kind of a pearly white. Yeah, looks lovely.
Sure. I mean, I don't recall her ever seeing her wear something like this, but you say it's hers, and sure.
I'm saying it's not mine, and she was the only person who was speaking to me at that time.
Oh! Oh, now I follow. No, sorry, the orc. Yeah, no. Sorry. It's been a morning. Do you remember my halfling friend?
Yes. The one that turns into fire and throws herself at people.
Yes.
Yes.
She now destroys roofs and walls.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a rather dangerous.
Mostly people just say they demolish buildings. Does she only do walls and roofs? Like she won't do anything else? Like she won't do floors or foundations?
My concern is that
kind of half a job done, you know?
Yeah, my concern is she's growing to buildings, and this is just the beginning of a phase. But it's something we're trying to nip in the bud. I mean, we were quite good at the whole no more. Well, I can't say no more bursting to fire because that has happened a fair few times. But the no more like leaping headfirst into people that's kind of gone on the down low a little bit. But there's certainly an awful lot of fire and destruction still. So.
Oh, well, there we are.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a pleasure, and Fel holds his hand out. Like I said, I comprehend now the thing, but
this is getting very awkward. Farewell, I have to say.
Yeah. Look, you just get used to it. It's a thing. It happens. Just go and say hi. She will appreciate the friendship more than anything else. She doesn't get to hang out with many of her kind, let alone many of her kind that understands what it's like to travel around these lands. So don't be a stranger, even if it's awkward. Trust me, my life is one awkward conversation to another. I'll see you later.
Okay. Yes.
I head back to the Hawk and Harness. I do make this.
I will head off later.
Yeah, and I loop, but I do loop to the docks to make arrangements for sufficient food and water for the trip.
Sure.
As whilst I can make food and water, it's not particularly tasty.
Yes, Eclipse will also make her way to the docks after meeting Renata to go and find some crew.
Sure. I'm gonna go to.
I thought we were gonna pick up crew in Sylvania.
That's what I thought as well.
Because that's what Renata said.
No, she said to try to get some here as well, because there's she said you can just get some people at the docks, and but it might be better to get them in the docks in Sylvania. Hopefully they're not too stuck up for it. Is what I was thinking.
Sure. I mean, I'm not going to argue with your logic. Your logic is perfectly sound. Yeah. I'm quite happy to do that. I just thought we were, but if you reckon
it will be awkward to teleport that many people to Sylvania.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's my other thing. Like, do we go with the stuck-up like the potentially stuck-up elves, or do we go with people we know can kind of do good work, but then we're gonna have to transport them all?
If we're talking outside of character for a second, I would suggest we take a captain and maybe a first mate from here, and then you can get normal, people from there.
Laborers
there.
Yeah.
What we really want is a captain, a bosun.
Yeah.
And then
essentially heads of department,
Yeah. Because we can do up to 7, and there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Glory, as you're walking back, you're walking down Emerald Street, and being very much the height of fashion, Emerald Street is the most expensive. Emerald Way. Sorry, Emerald Way is the most expensive place to shop. You know that there are places like Gaston Grimm's eatery there. It's a place to be seen. And as you're walking back, running out of a store and bumping into you, into your knee, because your knee is at his head height, is a little gnome with what seems to be meridian pennant on. Yeah, so he's got a little badge kind of on there denoting with your background, you have a nobility background. And so you immediately clock it as being the House of Deorin. And you know that Lady Alexandra Deorin is a half-orc that's been in vogue recently and risen to power, usurping... seeing off her usurper. And just this little gnome runs into you, hits you in the leg, and normally because he was barreling out at quite a speed, this would have been enough to knock you over. But as he knocks into you, your feet suddenly just stick to the floor, and you bounce off. He bounces off you and just sprawls all over the place. And he drops a sheaf of papers and starts picking them up. Goes, oh, I'm sorry, miss. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find a place where I can get silver inscribing ink for enchantment.
I know a place that sells that. It's over by Anglory Willist, where she usually buys her.
Bless you, miss. Bless you. I've got to be on the ship back to Meridia. Damn it. I don't want to have to pay it. I have to be out my own money if I end up having to take the teleport back.
Yes.
I'm trying to do some inlay, so it's a mark of return. Are you an enchanter yourself, miss?
Yes, I do. Here's one of my items I made recently, and she will hold out her eye.
Oh,
it's like I do like doing.
That's beautiful. I'm actually an alchemist by trade, but I'm starting to learn to be an enchanter at my mistress's at the mistress's demand. Because she's got some ideas of excavation work, see, and she wants to be able to teleport people back to the surface. So so it's useful. Corinne is exploding over there because
it's from their other campaign.
And I remember this specific character. He's like a random NPC we hired to be our alchemist.
And then never used and forgot about. So screw it. I'm taking him back. And he says, "Thank you, miss. Thank you. I wouldn't want to get passage on a new ship and things as well. Okay. I'll better be off. Off." And he charges down the road. As you go to walk a little forward, your feet are still stuck to the floor. And like properly, not like your shoes are stuck to the floor. Your feet in these lounge slippers, I guess. Emmanuel gave you to go with the dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stuck to the floor. You can't move.
I will try the usual magic, like intent-based, like unstick.
Yep, as you do so, your feet unstick.
Full. I'm going to keep this.
Mechanically, you have slippers of spider climb. You can thank Minion for that.
You're slipping in all the items kind of organically. I'm very impressed. Yes, rip the floor up. The floor is now your new shoes. Do that, please, yes.
Okay.
If that's the case, I'm gonna change it to like some form of the usual type of shoe wear that Glory would wear.
I will allow you to transfer enchantment if you wish. I'll say that's basic enchanting skill to do that. It's a little costly, but we don't really follow the money in between missions anyway. Outings, I guess. In the city, you'll just acquire it over time. Okay. Let's see. Going to Farewell and soon to be Eclipse at the docks. You notice that there's a number of large merchant vessels currently moored up to the promenade. And today is a very industrious day. Roustabouts look exhausted as they are pulling large crates off all of the ships. And you have your pick of captains and ships to talk to. What would you like to do, Nick?
There's a little bit of like decision paralysis here because there's just so much choice and he has no idea where to start. So he just sort of stands around and it's a bit like,
excuse me, sir. Out the way, please, sir. Out the way. Here we go. Come on, boys. Come on.
And I suppose I'm going to look for somebody that perhaps looks like he's in like a dock mastery kind of person.
there's a number of people who work for the dockmaster's office who are currently checking the goods as they come off, making sure that the correct duties are being paid. And there's a guy who's just coming back, and he's got a clipboard, and he's putting some money into a purse. By the looks of it, someone's just paid their mooring fee.
Oh, my PC did something weird then. Excuse me.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
I was wondering where I could buy, like, food and water for a long voyage.
Oh, provisioner's office, of course.
Okay, and where's that?
He points over to a building and says, that one there, next to the dockmaster's office.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, he'll connect you with the merchants that are approved.
Ah, that wasn't as bad as I was worrying. Okay.
Everything has its place, sir. Glad I could help you. And he kind of taps the clipboard decisively, as if to say, "Oh, I have to get off now," and heads off. He seems friendly but slightly officious.
I like that. No chit-chat. Farrell strolls across into the office and just sort of looks for a line.
There's no line. You can see that there's a dwarf talking to a elven clerk going, "Look, I'm telling you, weevils, man. There wasn't any weevils. We checked. We managed to use a detect life spell even before we opened the crates. But they got out beforehand. The crates were sealed, sir. Weevils! I'm telling you. Weavers!" And he walks out. Just with your passive insight alone, you know this guy was just trying it on. The elven clerk turns to you. "Yes, sir. How can I help you?"
I'm looking to buy about 2 weeks worth of provisions and water for at least a crew of 10, maybe.
Oh yes,
depending on what we need.
Small crew.
Something along
Yep,
those
that's
lines.
fine. That's fine. Are you happy for us to just take from the cooperative, or do you wish to go barter with specific provisions?
I'm quite happy for you to do with the cooperative. Is there any ways to have it available perhaps in another dock, or make it small so it's very easy to cart around and teleport?
Do you have access to something like a dimensional haversack or a bag of holding or something along those lines?
I do, but it can't. Well, yes, we'll go with yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I would recommend having it wrapped and portioned so that they can be fed into the bag in that manner. And yes, that should eliminate some of the barrels. Obviously, would probably be a bit of a problem unless you want to have that many bottles. But yes, we could limit the size, I should imagine.
Oh, I'm just basically, we're not setting sail from here. We're setting sail from somewhere else. It's to cut down the time, you see.
Oh, you want the provision sent to another dock? We can do that. We have a number of merchant vessels. We'll be happy to take on extra provisions. We do have obviously the delivery costs and so on. Where would you like it sent to?
It won't be there when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, if you ship it there, I mean, it won't be there when we get there because we're teleporting there and probably going there today.
Oh, now it becomes clear, sir. We can have it teleported along with you if you wish. You know, again,
Am I speaking common? Yes, if you could, that would be really helpful. Yes.
Of course. Are you teleporting from the university or private teleportation?
I would assume probably from the private one, as I don't think our...
You have your own
The
teleportation
university.
circle.
Yeah, sorry, the university. Yes,
Oh, the university.
We
Not a
don't
problem.
know that teleportation circle. Does she know that one? Is that on her list? I don't think so.
We've asked to go by university, so.
Okay. We will quite happily send what you need to the university, or indeed, if are you being teleported somewhere remote? Because you could get these provisions at the teleported location if you're teleporting to your ship.
The place where we're going is, let's just say, I have a feeling that it will be challenging enough doing what we need to do without then having to barter for goods that we know the value thereof.
I quite understand. Okay, all that matters now is payment. Are you paying yourself or through an organization?
Organization, because the Duke is paying for us to go off on this.
Yeah, his lordship is the Duke of Ostergald. There's
His Grace, I think you'll find. But yes, okay, fine, no problem. The ducal funds it is. I have the cost code here. Not a problem. You will be well provisioned and plain sailing, sailor. We will have everything sent for care of who, please? Your name?
Farewell Barebones.
Farewell Barebones. Sent to the university by when?
Let us go for this afternoon.
For this afternoon, not a problem. So we have more than enough stockpiled. There we are. All done. Painless.
Thank you.
He writes up a docket, gives you like a receipt, and you're all good. You've got all the provisions.
I give him a nod and
2
then
weeks.
just sort
2 weeks for 10 people.
Yeah, and then thank you. Bye.
As you come out, you pretty much bump into Eclipse.
Hello, Farewell.
Hello.
Hello. I was gonna see if we could possibly recruit just a captain and a bosun from here instead of recruiting everybody at the other place, because we probably want people that know the Ostergald and the stakes a bit better, that they're gonna take care of the ship.
Yeah, and less likely to slit our throats in our sleep and steal our ship. Yeah,
and
that
be
makes
a
sense.
bit less stuck up.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you want a hand?
Yeah, if you're able to help. yeah, sure.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm very helpful.
Yes, you're very helpful. Okay.
It's a bit harsh. Not sure I deserve that one.
So, I was going to say, it's a very social situation. Normally you don't like social situations.
Yeah, but I'm not doing the talking, so it's a relatively easy social situation.
Yeah. But yeah, sure, you can come on up.
I ran in...
I saw you come out of the provisions office. Did you sort out the provisions?
Yeah, we have all our food and water that we will need.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've got this for you, and I reach into my pocket and I hand it over to her.
Have I ever seen this before, Simon?
No. It's a milky, pearly white gem that's got flecks of silver in it, set in a what seems to be, you're guessing, like a pewter filigreed setting, and it's on a simple silver chain.
Thank you. Did you get me a gift?
No, it's from Raul Ferros.
Oh, Raul, did he give me this?
He sent you a gift.
Yeah, he sent me a gift. Ooh.
Well, no, hold on, no. He found it. He said he found it. Afterwards.
Right. And he found it, and he thought it was mine?
His exact words were, "You were the only other person that had been in there."
Right. Well, it's
this is
not
really
mine.
uncomfortable.
I've never seen it before. but
I
I'll
thought
take
so.
it.
I mean, I did say to him that like I'd never seen you wear anything like this before, and you know.
I'll take it. Finders keepers, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put it on because why not?
Sure.
And curse.
Yeah. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, intelligence saving throw
Yeah.
as your soul gets sucked into the jam. Okay. And there's something tickling in the back of your head. Eclipse, maybe it will become clear at some point. And
I will attempt. I will attempt to attune to it because I'm like, oh, this looks pretty. Maybe it's magical.
Yeah, sure. You know that attuning it is just literally putting it on your body, and leaving it there for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, let's go and find a captain and a bosun.
How would you like to do that?
I'm gonna go because I know there's a guy in this shipyard here who's the main ship guy. Can't remember his name. I know he's a tiefling.
Yeah. Okay. Let me find him for you. That's the Kitchener's Guild. That's not going to be.
It's from the very beginning. Or this might actually be from. Oh no, I might be mixing it up.
No, that's a different campaign.
Yeah, different campaign. I'm mixing it up.
Yeah.
The main ship guy is from in Rowan's Port.
Yeah.
And,
you have met a Kalashtar. Barek Stora is the person that you need to go to. You've met him briefly.
Yes. Yes. Let's go and speak to Kalash.
Yeah. He's the head of the Sailors and Fishermen's Guild.
Yes, that one. Let's go to that one.
Sure. Okay. You can see that when you go looking for him, he's not in his office, but you do spot him on the promenade itself. He's currently settling a dispute between a bunch of roustabouts and what seems to be a small fishing boat captains. And he's there saying, yes, I know. It's fine. It's simple. We can sort this out. We can sort this out in the fine print. Look, all you need to know at the moment is that you will be paid and you will not be charged more. That's all you need to know. Okay? So, please, just with respect, go do your jobs. The fish will not keep. And with respect, this is not an argument that needs to take place. We are all here. We're all doing our jobs. Everything. And he slows down suddenly and says, is fine. At which point you can see everybody visibly relax. The roustabouts go off to do the work, and the captains, without grumbling, just kind of nod as if to say, thank you for sorting this out, and return to their vessels.
Hello there, friend.
Hello?
Hello.
Can I help you?
Yes, we are the investigators who's running the Duke's investigation, if you heard of it.
No.
Is
there a new investigation? Do you mean for the demons?
No, this is different.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, we're running the investigation for the Duke, and we're going soon away on the sea. We are not sailors ourselves, but so we would need to hire at least a captain and a bosun. Would you have anyone who you would recommend?
Personally recommend? No. I know so many of them, but most of them have their own vessels. But those who don't have vessels, spare pilots, co-pilots, and so on, you should be looking over at the quartermaster's rest, and he thumbs over at a tavern behind him. You will find if there is anybody waiting for a position on a vessel, they will be there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. If you ever need to charter a fishing vessel or to get regular crew, please come to me. I can get you navigators. I can get you ship chefs. I can get you ship's cooks if chef is a bit too much for your pocket. But captains themselves tend to be slightly freelance. Bosuns I could probably help you out with.
Yeah.
But
A
go speak to the
bosun and
captain
a navigator
first.
might be useful to get from here.
I recommend speaking to the captain first. The captain sometimes likes to bring their own people on board.
Okay.
I don't want to upset them in any way. The politics of sailing, you understand.
Right. Yes. We'll go speak to the people in the quartermaster's rest. You said yes.
Yes. Do you mind? There's a word sticking in your head. He kind of gestures at the 2 gold orbs he has.
Yes.
He has. I haven't really described Barak. Barak is. He's thinner. His Clash Tile looks very much like Noki. He has the same beautiful bronze skin, gold orbs for eyes. He wears his hair in like a top knot, just up here, but you can tell there's the same long trestled cornrows or braids that Noki has, and Noki wears his down, but these are in the kind of a big top knot just on the back of his head here, where just on the back of his head. And he says, he gestures at his eyes as if to say, hey, flash time if you hadn't noticed. And he says, there's a word sticking in your head.
Jordan?
No, not that. It's
We're always thinking about Jordan.
Does candle mean anything to you?
Candle.
When you say candle, the gem at your neck lights up with a bright magnite.
Son of a!
It doesn't quite blind you. He goes, okay, I recommend you don't say the other 2 words, but I'll write them down. And he writes down 3 words: candle, fire, and flare.
Ow!
I don't recommend the other ones if that's what the candle did.
Right.
You have a gem of brightness.
Ah.
I was looking right at it.
Equipment. That is a normal one, so I can just add it to my inventory on here.
When you say candle again, it'll switch.
Candle. Yeah.
So candle is the first command word. Fire is the second command word, and flare is the third command word, which means I've got to be careful now because, I've got to be vigilant now because if you say any of those words in conversation, it will trigger the gem. So chat, you're in this too. Candle, fire, and flare. If Eclipse says any of those words, the gem will do the appropriate action. On flare, she ends up blinding everyone in a 30-foot cone.
Yep, I know the gem of brightness. I've used it before in one-shots and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's very fun. It has a set amount of charges that don't recharge. So
that's right.
Yeah,
there's 50 charges.
Yeah.
But even when it runs out of charges, the first command word candle doesn't take, so it can still be used as a nifty light.
So fire will be blind one person, and flare is our area.
It is the cone,
yeah.
Okay. Candle, fire, flare.
Yeah.
And,
I think fire is going to come up a few times, but anyway.
Yeah, the fire one. Con saves everybody.
Okay. So, yes, if you want, you can go to, well, I'm going to say actually it's 9:30, so let's have our break here. I'll throw on some ads as well so that people coming in can get in ad-free for half an hour. And we will be back in 10 minutes. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
And welcome back, everybody. When we left off, both Farewell Barebones and Eclipse were about to enter the Quartermaster's Rest. So, I assume that you're going there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The Quartermaster's Rest is a very well-to-do tavern. On the promenade itself, in prime position, it's pretty much the biggest and first tavern that is seen by sailors when they come and dock. It has a number of adverts on the outside of it as well, saying rooms, reasonable rates, and it has meal tariffs, and it says things like fresh fish, steak, things that that sailors would not have much of on the ship, that are now being proffered right in front of them. As a result, this place is heaving with people in the nights. But in the daytime, when most people are working, not much there. So as you approach, it's not empty, it's just not heaving anymore. And it's a large ground floor that can house several ships worth of sailors drinking, singing, eating. It's easily, you'd say, probably about 4 times the footprint of the Hawk and Harness. And the Hawk and Harness isn't small.
I'll go in and see who's in there.
You can see that there's a number of older sailors and dockside staff. You think either semi-retired or retired, who are drinking there at the moment, and you have a feeling that they kind of know that it's dead around this time and come in. There do seem to be some younger people in there as well. So for the 3 I've got for you here is that a half-orc female is currently sat kind of giving grace, saying grace before having her meal. And you can see by the icon that she holds in her hand that she is a worshipper of Melora, goddess of nature and sea. There's quite a scarred up human female who is looking at the menu, and she seems quite young. She's got a fresh scar going from her ear down to her neck. You have a feeling, Farewell, that if the cut had been a little bit deeper, she would have died. And you also have what seems to be a quite well-to-do male tiefling who is currently sat there with charts, sea charts, and is trying to figure out what seems to be trade routes.
I'll start by going to the barman and
sure. A rotund female human, and she's got long silver hair that's swept back. She's got kind of like a bandana on, and long silver hair that goes down her back, that's been clamped together many times, like 3 or 4 times, rather than braiding it. You have a feeling it's just to keep out the way of beer and the food and all the rest. And she's well into her middle age, rotund, calluses on her elbows and on her hands, and she says, what can I do for you, love?
Hello, we're with the Duke's investigation, and we are looking, we're Duke's investigator, and we're looking for a ship's captain to hire for a voyage for the investigation.
Well, we've only got the 3, and she actually points out the 3 young ones. She goes, let's see, we have got Simon hits his random name generator. You can just randomly vote for. Okay, so that's Sandera over there, and Sandera is the half-orc.
Half-orc. No half-orc name? Is it not a typical
Nope.
Soraka?
No, when I did the role, I have a as non-traditional orc. So yeah, that's Sandera over there, and she points to the one who's looking at the menu with a big scar on her. She's just come off a military vessel, and she's looking for a bit of a calmer way of life. Still good in a fight, mind you. She just doesn't want to be actively seeking it out. She's got
maybe not her then. It might be dangerous.
Well, it's more. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with what you said.
That's Lucille, if you wanted to go for her, and then after that, God, I suppose you can go for Henry if you want, and Henry there is poring over these sea roots, and someone puts down a cup of tea on the side of one of the maps. He's not noticing, and just as they walk away, he sees them at the corner of his eye, jumps and pours the tea all over one of the maps. Another one, if I may. Sorry, and starts taking out his napkin, starts patting on the map. The map, of course, has been sealed, thankfully, but he is kind of making a bit of a mess of the table in general. He seems to be smearing it over the table rather than mopping it up.
Well, he also has a bit of an odd name for a tiefling. Eclipse remarks, because she knows that normally tieflings have, because of Flurry,
tieflings have renowned names. Orc names in Illyria are normally something like Garak Roshal or whatever, but all of these lot are card-carrying Imperials.
Oh.
Hail Imperial! Couldn't help myself.
Well, I think the half-orc is the one we'll probably talk to first. What do you think, Farewell? Farewell?
Sorry, I missed that. Say that again.
I said we should probably talk to I think we should talk to the half-orc first.
Sure.
What are you paying attention, Farewell?
I mean, my brain is a little fried from the bright light that was shined in my eyes. And
it was not my fault.
Sure. And no, sorry, I've got this idea that's been floating around in my head, and it's kind of taking up a lot of my brain power. So sorry, I will focus on the task at hand, and I'm sorry.
That's alright, Farewell. Just checking to see if Ilaria was connected to Farewell.
70%?
Yes.
Which I mean, you know, considering what we get up to, is probably not a bad number.
No, that's a very good percentage.
Yeah.
Right. So, remind me, what was the half-orc's name? Because I did not write that.
Sandera is all you've been given.
Yes, I will approach Sandera then.
Okay.
Can't find the pen.
You walk up to her. She just finishes her saying of grace. Great Mother who provides all, give us clemency on the seas this day, to those both here and abroad. We ask this in your name. Amen. And she picks up a knife and fork and goes, hello. Can I help you?
Hello. I'm very so sorry to bother you during your meal, but you're a ship's captain, yes?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I've captained a few times.
Yeah.
Mostly merchant runs. I'm good at navigating estuaries. I started off as a pilot.
Yes. We, me and Farvel here, we are part of the the Duke's investigators. Have you heard of the Duke's investigation that's going on at the moment?
With the demons, yes.
No, this is different from the demons.
In that case, no.
We are going. There's someone missing, and we need to go and find them. They are out at sea,
They're
so we
lost at
need
sea.
someone.
Well, of course, we must do this.
So we're looking for someone who can. We have a ship, but we need someone who can take care of the ship.
But of course, if you would like me to muster a crew and head out, it's good that you're provisioned with a ship in the first place. I'd be able to help you, no problem at all.
Yes. We can
She
show you the
clips
ship.
the Melora symbol to her belt.
Yeah. We can show you the ship if you like, because I assume it's like in Farvel's bag of holding the ship.
Nope.
No. What is it?
Cora's carrying it because it's her ships.
Well, we got like two, so I assume like you have one and Cora has one.
No, Cora has both. Cora has both. She's the admiral. That's
I
how
have a
this
fleet.
works.
Do you want to see it? I've got it here.
Yeah. She can go. Behold my fleet.
Well, we can get a hold of. We can call Cora and ask her to come and show her the ship. That we can do.
Are you aware of what a folding boat is?
Oh, you have one of the magic kind. Yes. That they're supposed to be for small journeys. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Of course. A ship's a ship. No problem at all there.
I mean,
how long will the voyage take?
About 2 weeks. Sorry, I forgot, Simon, and I didn't note it down. Was it 2 weeks there, or 1 week there and 1 week back? Because that's what I couldn't remember, so I might need to get more food. Because if it's 2 weeks there and 2 weeks back, we won't have enough food.
Yeah, you asked what you would need. You think it's going to be, if you manage to head him off, it'll be a 2-week round trip.
Right, so a week
So
there.
I assume you got food for about like 3 weeks, so we have some. Because I assume Farvel
No,
would
I've got 2 weeks food for 10 people. If we don't need 10 people, then we have more food. If we need 10 people, we've got enough food, but I can make food.
Or we'll ask to just increase the amount to the person that.
Or I can just make food. It's like a level 1 spell slot. It's magic food and water.
I've been thinking, and just let her collect a crew, because if we won't be more than 10 people, and that fits into a teleportation circle without problem.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, if we don't need a full 10.
How because yes, are you familiar with how big the folding boat is?
Yes, it's roughly the size of a small sloop, isn't it?
Yeah, about that.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, well, a few questions, and she sets her food to one side and pulls out a notepad and says,
I take out my nautical maps. Very proudly go, whoop.
I got nautical maps.
She kind of looks about. She goes, before we get to the maps, I need to. So 2 weeks. That's fine.
They have maps.
My fee is 5 gold a day.
Yes, it will all be covered by either the Duke or the Green Organization.
Okay.
Probably the Duke.
I'd still like to go through the specifics if you don't mind.
Yes, of course.
My fee is 5 gold a day, paid either in advance or on the day. And on completion of the contract, I would take an extra 10%.
Yes, of course.
Any form of combat that occurs that is agreed upon en route is fine. Obviously, if we get attacked, I will defend the ship alongside you. But we are not off to specifically attack a vessel
No.
to board or no? Okay, good.
No.
It's just a different rate. I don't mind. It's just
Yeah,
it's just,
no.
If
Our
that becomes a thing,
intention,
we'll have to renegotiate. That's
Our
all.
our
intention is to
intention
find the
be
person.
very
Yeah.
is to basically, a friend of ours is perhaps going down the wrong route, and what we'd like to do is head him off and just talk him down and de-escalate everything.
Yeah.
So that there shouldn't be a requirement for you to do any fighting, but if I'm honest, hazards come with the job.
Okay. Navigator, do you have one?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I have, and Farewell points at the map. He's got the whole thing mapped out. I spent a whole point of a session last time mapping the entire fucking route. They're going like, I'm really good at getting to places. This is what I used to do. I used to travel all the way around the world. I'm good at maps and navigating and stuff. And why would
Okay, Farewell. Okay, I didn't think you knew how to do ship maps.
She's kind of taken aback by the exchange, but says, "Fantastic. Okay, navigator. Do you have a bosun?"
No.
Okay. Well, a bosun is what we'll need then. And she says, "If you don't mind, my sister will do fine."
Yes, sure.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Similar rates? Just because we need to let people know to obviously pay you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get paid, of course.
No, the bosun only gets 2 gold a day, and no completion bonus.
Yes. We are first traveling by teleportation circle to Sylvania, and then going from there.
Sure.
Do you want to acquire a skag crew over in Sylvania, or do you want to acquire
when
one
you say the word skag, she looks at you with a scathing look and says, "I shall not be employing skags, thank you."
I kick Eclipse onto the table.
I shall be employing sailors, not skags.
Sorry. The only experience of sailing I have is with the Cacklemen and the.
Well, in that case, you're going to have a very different experience of sailing with me. Yes, you will have able seamen.
Okay, that's great. I don't mind either.
Very well. Okay.
So I make that a total of for both you and the bosun, 98 gold, not including your 10% on top.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And the rest.
The price for the sailors?
I will negotiate a price and inform you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If we're to have it at the other end of a teleportation, it depends on what the going rates are there and who I can muster.
Okay, so do you want to acquire them in Sylvania or here? Because
either doesn't really matter. If it's in Sylvania, chances are that you're looking around about 5 silver, which is roughly the same here, daily rates. So
okay,
that's including able seaman status rather than a regular ocean-going crew, and also for any kind of danger and bespoke. Will we be returning back here at the end of the journey?
Yes.
Very
As
well.
in, we'll go to Sylvania, teleport back, or whichever
very
closest
good.
closest. Yeah.
In that case, that's fine. And I won't have to pay for both myself and my sister will not have to pay for the teleportation services.
No.
Good.
That's
okay,
all covered.
I was about to say that needs to be on expenses. In that case, I think you've got yourself a crew.
Yeah.
So we have a already magical, so we don't have to worry about any extra form of fire prevention. Magical ship, folding boat, roughly sloop-sized, and you're going to need. Well, you've got the captain, you've got myself, you've got the bosun, and you need able seamen to be able to power the craft. And we have yourself, sir. What's your name?
My name is Eclipse of the Moon.
I asked who the navigator was.
Oh.
Yes, your name, sir.
Farewell, Babos.
There we go. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. This should really have been at the beginning, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
And so, yes. Okay, fantastic. There's only one thing left, and that is any passengers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we got so it's me and the navigator.
You'll be coming with us? Okay,
yeah.
sure.
And then it's Glory the Tiefling and Glory Tescacodal. Fine.
Very well.
Glory Tescacodal and Corayus Nun. They are we're all part of the same group of investigators.
Kick her again.
Well, we are this group of investigators.
It doesn't need to mean that everybody needs to know.
But the captain needs to know.
Okay, a ship of that size, as long as the passengers aren't expecting any form of VIP treatment, we could probably get away with
one. Well, I'll be honest, one mate, but
okay.
trust me,
we're gonna
she's
talk her
really
out of it.
nice. She's a lot nicer than she likes to let on, but
And we'll bunk up together, and she'll just have to deal with it.
I'm bringing
how
hammocks.
many extra crewmen do you think we need?
Based on the size and the number of passengers to be able to help us with just minor things, I think four crew members should be fine.
Okay, so that is
70 times 4.
Yes.
If it's
No, I'm
5 silver a
thinking.
day for 14
I'm
days,
thinking how
that's
many
70.
people we are. So we got 4, then them 2, then 4. We're 10.
So you're hiring a total crew of 6. You're providing 1 yourself, and you have 3 passengers. I think we're ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When will you be departing?
As soon as possible.
Oh, with some urgency. I mean, can I at least finish my meal?
Yes, you can finish your meal.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Like we said, we are attempting to head somebody off, and rather than trying to do a madcap chase through the oceans, it's probably better if we get ahead of him and get on the logical route.
That sounds fine. Well, that's no problem. And so what I will do is she picks up the tin plate, sets it down in front of her, and as she touches it, she mutters something under her breath, and the plate starts to heat up, and you can tell she's just heated up her food.
I feel really bad.
And it says, "I'll finish my lunch. I'll retrieve my my no good sister, and we will meet you where?"
Like the university.
Yeah.
Or the horse and harness would be easier.
Or the hawk and harness, whatever's easier for you to do. I mean, that's where
the hawk and harness sounds fine. Is that your base of operations?
Yes.
Very well. In that case, you have a crew, or at least the start of one. Pleasure doing business with you. And she holds a hand out.
I shake a hand.
Okay. She shakes both your hands and then keeps her hand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me?
Come to the hawk and harness and you'll get paid. It's like we said, we've only just there. I mean, it's Ostergald. You don't carry hundreds of gold around in your pocket even in a as pleasant neighborhood as this. It's just asking for trouble.
And we're done. Transaction complete, and it's good to have my next commission. And she kind of starts to eat her food pointedly.
Yeah. We'll leave her to eat her food.
Yeah.
I will ask Farrell about how much food and stuff they've got, and upon learning that he's gotten exactly 2 weeks of food, that maybe we should have just a little bit extra in case things go wrong.
I can make more. If I make more and mix it in with what we've got, it will last longer if we need it to. There's no point spending more money.
We're not spending our own money, so.
Eclipse is learning.
I'll be honest. I can't find a hole in your argument, and it is frustrating. I don't feel comfortable spending someone like his money, even if it's this way. But if you want to get another couple of weeks,
just an extra week
it.
in case something goes wrong. If like wind completely fails us and we have to like sit in wind still for like a week, then
I mean, I know it doesn't taste that good, but it is edible.
Yeah, I just thought just for peace of mind.
Sure. I mean, like I said, I got poke holes in your logic. It's not our money, but still, it's it's one of the few things that I don't mind. That magic fixes everything.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. But yeah, sure. We'll get another week. In fact, do you want me to go get the other week and then you sort out the money to pay?
Yes.
Them their wages, and then we'll all meet back up at the Hulk and Harness.
Yes. How much did you say was in total, Farwan?
Is 98 gold for the captain and the bosun's wages, plus another 10% of that. Well, it's not of the 98. It's what was it? 5 gold a day is 10, 50, 60, 70 gold for her. So another 77 gold that she needs. And then the rest. Or is my maths going wrong? Hold on.
Yeah, I think your maths are going wrong there somewhere.
Yeah. Hold on.
So it's 70 gold, and she needs a 7 gold bonus upon.
Yeah, so it is 77. So I wasn't going mad. It is 70.
Well, you might be going mad, but your maths is fine.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, that's true. I am going mad, but my maths is absolutely fine.
Okay, so she's having 70 to start with.
What I would say is get 100 gold, because then you can throw in a little extra bonus for like the bosun if needed, and everyone looks happy. Everyone likes it when you tip. Isn't that what Glory says? Everyone is happy when you tip.
Yeah.
And then for the crew, we're probably going to need about 3 gold for the crew to pay for them for the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You need pocket change to pay for the crew.
Yeah. I'm going to go to...
She said 5 silver a day.
Yeah.
So that's 70 silver total.
Yeah.
Times 4 for the crew. That's 2 gold, 80 silver.
You said
it's
3 gold.
It's 280 in total. 100 silver is 1 gold.
So it's 2
so 3 gold is slightly above in case it drags out a few days.
And again, to stop them slitting our throats in the bed, I
was working on the principle it was 10 silver to a gold, but yeah, cool.
Okay. It might be 10 silver to a gold. Sorry.
Yeah, that was my reckoning. It's not 100 silver.
It's all right. I'm working
copper to a gold.
Wait. So if it's 280, then that's 28. So 30 gold.
Yeah, you need 30 gold.
Yeah,
still just pocket change.
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, I was working on metric money then, and like
metric money.
We don't do pounds, shillings, and pence anymore.
Yeah,
because that's confusing as fuck. I mean, what the fuck is a threepence? I mean,
what?
What?
16.5 groats. Clearly, I mean, come on.
Clearly, very. I mean, and how much is a shilling? I mean, it's completely. A threepence is an actual legal tender. Legal tender in England,
and yet it's not worth 3 pence.
And but it's not worth 3 pence. It's worth slightly less, if I remember rightly. And then you've got 8 pence, which was actual 8 pennies coin, and then you had a shilling, which was like I think it was £1 4 pence.
I admit the Swedish system isn't that good because we have a lot of weird money now because they added like 2 kronor.
Well, but
it's still like the same, like 100 to one of those, and then
that's what decimalization brought in, and all our money got worth a whole lot less. So I could go on a very boring conversation about it, but I won't. Anyway. My character would do. So yes, it's 28 golds. goddamn you, decimalization.
What are we doing?
ruining
Sorry,
everybody.
I fell asleep. Are we in a maths class? Because I'm not sure anymore.
Yes.
Well, technically, Dungeons and Dragons is all about maths, man.
It's
Yes,
all about the
we
maths.
are playing
I know.
Math the game.
No, I know, and I'm not good at it.
I like to think that this is a meta conversation with Farewell because this is the most Farewell conversation. But yeah, anyway.
My boy
all
does
in
it
total, how much gold do I need to get from Renata?
130
Yeah, and
gold
that's
all
the
in.
muttering
130.
he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, 100. And I like to point out most of the D&D tables would just be like, oh fuck it doesn't matter, we're not paying for it. The DM can sort it out behind the screen. We figure out how much people get paid and make sure they get paid a fair rate plus bonuses. Fuck you, capitalism. We don't
Besides, we're taking
stiff
money
no
out of the
working
richest
man.
pockets.
Yeah,
I know.
we're not paying this. We're getting this from
So-
like rich corporations.
We're stealing from the rich and giving to the working man.
Yeah.
So you know that it's good living. Gold today is good living. If anything, a gold a day is nowhere near what the you'd find in Freetown, for example. Yeah, they would probably be working on a couple of silver, if that, a day.
2 whole days to just get some sweetgrass. The sweetgrass I bought earlier was 2 gold.
It was 2
2
gold.
days
Yeah,
of
2
work
gold.
for someone.
Yeah, but you've got a growing pot of the stuff.
Yeah.
You can grow your own now. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pre-grown rare herbs. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Red
Well,
I'm gonna
rock.
say-
To me, it's just
Seize
candy
the
floss.
mean of gold production.
Yeah. You could start your own sweet shop with what you're growing there. And if you can get your whole back garden growing this, you can actually make a business out of the sweetgrass.
Vive la
Also,
revolution.
yeah. So yeah, you chose a delicacy.
Cora's gonna retire, go off to the island, grow sweetgrass, and just live the high life.
So you're gonna go live off grass.
Wait, so we're basically going to the Caribbean to grow sugarcane, make rum, and generally
And solve the question of where the rum's gone. So there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Perfect.
Still,
Perfect.
yeah.
Hive your own supply, actually, Sean. That's what Kate's Cora's gonna do.
So you bought a rare and delicate thing. She's not just selling posies. She's selling really rare shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back. Eclipse, because I don't think it requires a huge amount of role play. You ask for 130, you get 150 gold left.
Yeah.
Yeah. The clerk can't be bothered to count out the stuff that's where he goes. I know there's 150 in here. Bring back the change.
Okay, thank you very much.
And he doesn't ask for receipts or anything like that. And by the time you get back, you can see sat in the tavern, waiting for you guys to join them, is Sandera and a very, very large female half-orc that looks younger, but is nearly twice the size of Sandera.
Fair.
Gloria's gonna have to keep it in her pants.
It's fine. I got a girlfriend.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Where is taken?
yeah, Glory is remarkably loyal. Doesn't mean she can't stare or look,
Yeah.
just as long as she
I
doesn't.
mean, I can appreciate the form of a very buff lady as she works the deck.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
It's like
well,
I'm
we all know
touched.
where this is going. Look, like, I'm off for cocktails, darling. It's showtime.
So Sandera is almost human size. She's just a little bit above human size. Katya, as you'll be introduced to in a minute, is absolutely freaking huge, covered in scars, and has one of her eyes has been hit in such a way that she didn't get healing in time, and the eye is out. So she's only got one eye. But
Okay.
rather than doing the whole pirate thing and wearing a patch and things like that, she almost sports it as a trophy. Whatever did it had claws, and it made a mess of that entire section there.
Right. Simon, could we say that when Glory got back, noticed that no one was here, she thought, oh, well, I gotta be productive then. So she'll arrange to get the teleportation time so they can just leave.
Sure. Yeah. I assume that you'd already made those preparations and things. So yeah, cool. Righto.
All right. When I meet them, I will go and essentially give most of what we have agreed on beforehand. Just upfront. The money.
The beforehand money, prepayment.
Yeah. So 77 for the captain and however much was for the bosun.
Okay. Good stuff. All right. Yep. Okay. So you walk up to Sandera, and she says, here we go. Here are our employers. Behave yourself. Hello, Farewell and Eclipse. And are these to be our other passengers? Introductions are in order. It's easier for us, so let's start. I'm Sandera. I am a short trip captain and former pilot, good with estuaries and archipelagos. And this is my sister, Katia. And she will make sure that everyone stays in line. And you can see why Katia's built character as she is.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Glory, and this is Cora.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. As little sis said, she can pretty much make a boat do whatever she wants it to, and I'll make sure that there's no argy-bargy on board.
Very good. Is Cora wearing her captain's hat?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Not at this point.
Well, maybe once we're out at sea.
One would point out it's an admiral's hat.
Oh yeah, the admiral's hat.
Or at a very minimum Commodore's hat. It's a lot bigger, a lot floofier.
So at that point, Katia pulls out some cards and says, "The bosun gig is just to help out family. You understand? If you're interested." And she hands each of you a card, and it says, "Katia Sorika." So that's Katia, daughter of Rika.
Yes, Sorika.
And it says personal trainer and combat tutor.
Right.
She's like a pro trainer.
She's a personal trainer.
She's a personal trainer both for fitness and also she
isn't Farewell the only one with a strength score higher than 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like Farewell's on a 16, so I imagine that he's sort of going, I'm good. You three.
When you say that, there's this huge grin on Katia's face, and she's just like,
considering that I'm carrying the carpet and all the heavy stuff.
It's not heavy, it's in a bag of holding. Stop moaning about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was it that spent the last 3 months carrying that thing around before we got the bag?
I would try, but I'd probably just be. I could fly it. Would you want me to fly it?
Yeah, we could fly it.
Then you wouldn't have to carry it.
I've seen you fly, so no, maybe not. Maybe not.
Another time. Either way, we need to get going. I told them to have the teleportation circle done as soon as possible.
Sure, we're ready to go. And Sandera kind of gives her a withering look, and she rolls her eyes and goes, and sits back, and Sandera goes, "We are ready to go."
Right.
And
so
you can see that there's a certain of sisterly pushing and fighting.
Yeah. So we got the Captain Sandera Sureka and then person Katia
Sorika and Sandera Sorika.
Yeah, Sandera Sorika. Yes.
Yeah. both of them choosing to name themselves after their mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assumed it was. I don't know. It could have been daughter or whatever.
Either way,
Yeah.
we head off to the university. I guess the teleportation is already fixed and the supplies are there because we arranged all of that.
Everything is kind of stockpiled up when you get there.
Okay, good.
We'll just shove all of the food into a bag of holding.
Yep. Sandera says, I must admit, I'm quite impressed. You know, you have a way of just. You said that you have that carpet bag as well, so you've got all forms of transport just stowed away so that they look a little more than carry luggage.
Yes, it's very efficient.
It looks it. It does look it. I'm surprised that you're not just taking the flying carpet rather than dealing with a ship and everything else. You could just fly. I guess you'd have to take it in turns, and sleeping on the carpet is probably it.
Yes, and also
storms.
it's not very weatherproof. If you get on top of a storm or anything, you're just right there in the open on the carpet.
Very true. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably for the best. Okay. Well, I'm ready to teleport when you are.
Can I roll an insight check?
You can. What is?
I want to
upsetting
check
you?
if she's eyeing up our items and is thinking, they have a lot of shit. Good, we can steal these.
Give me a insight check. The face says it all.
13.
With a 13, this is a part of both D&D and Star Wars that, as I'm running at the moment, that I'm there saying I've got to really knuckle down on what I want to do here, and that is when someone isn't lying, but then the roll isn't all that great. At what point, what
Do you
DC
think they're lying?
is just seeing the truth? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And what DC is you thinking the complete opposite?
yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but
you
in
can
this
have
case,
the standard
the
hard to read.
you've got the,
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna put some work into this, and so anyway, with your score, and the fact that she is being very genuine, yes, she is being very genuine. You get a feeling. I'm not going to go too much into it, but there's actual admiration for the logistics. You have a feeling she's about logistics.
Yeah.
Or perfect planning.
Practical.
Cool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the wizards comes forward and says, "The Tezcatlipoca party."
Yes.
Present.
Okay. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Provisions are being put into extra planar luggage. That's good. And yes, no complications from there. Do any of you have any items that exude a large magical signature? Magical items, enchanted items are fine. I'm talking about anything that has a large power signature and can let loose power. Yes, miss. What do you have?
We have a lot, if we say it that way, but the main thing should be this.
He comes up and mutters under his breath, takes a look and goes, "No, that'll be fine. It's not going to interfere with the time."
I'm gonna take my necklace and stuff it in the bag of holding because I'm not sure if the blinding light is. I don't think we have lots of regular magical items, but I don't think we have any.
Regular enchantment is fine. It's anything that stores energy like a battery that could go wrong, and well, recently has gone wrong. So, if everybody is ready, the circle is this way. You're going from circle 3, and you walk into a chamber, same kind of round folly type shape, and he says, "At the moment, the various problems with the maelstrom have been fine for the last hour or so, so you shouldn't be feeling much in the way of a jolt. Okay. That wasn't the character, that's Simon.
Simon, can I just say, because I missed when we moved from the Hawk and Harness to the university, that Cora was not planning to bring that sweetgrass with us, so she's going to have given it to. She's going to tell Noki that it's going to be in the room, and can he just keep it watered? And
yeah, he loves plants, so he
Yeah.
says, but of course, it's so nice, and it's from the Feywild as well. It's so interesting.
yeah.
So yeah,
That
he's happy.
just FY.
Yeah.
He says between himself and Madeline, they'll get it done. And yeah, okay. So you step into the circle, and it's smooth, really, really smooth.
Oh, nice.
The person who did the teleportation clearly knew what they were doing, and there you are. You are in a similar type of folly. You notice that the kind of architecture, certain elements of the architecture. Now you've been to a few of these. You've been to one in Scalra. You've been the one here. You've been to a couple of others. There's actually you've been to a few in Scalra, basically.
Well, the one in Scalra and the one in Astron.
A few in Scalra.
Oh yes, in Austran as well, in Naruka. Yeah, you do
Naruka.
notice that there's, even though they are all different in one sense, there's certain things like the rotunda type top to it, the fact that it's usually kind of at least circular, or it's like octagonal, so it has that kind of rotational symmetry. And you jump into a place where you kind of go, yeah, see, that's the same, that's the same, that's the same. This bit is just all, and the other bits that they put in there is just cosmetic changes rather than anything else. And Felicia, you certainly notice this with your proficiency in enchantment. The first thing that hits you is how bright this place is. You are in a teleportation folly. The walls are bright white marble, and the sun is beating through a stained glass window that is only one color. So it's a bright yellow window, slightly honeyed yellow. So maybe it could be like amber. Maybe you're thinking, and a pair of double doors open, and 6 guards bedecked in mithril armor walk up. They have full kind of hoplite looking full face plate helmets on. They are walking so rigidly, it's unbelievable. But you can see the armor, the gates, the height, and all the rest of it. These are all high elves, and walking in between them. So they're 2 columns of 3, and walking between them as they step forward, hand on the pommel of their sword, but the sword not drawn, and the shield showing these 2 towers, one taller than the other, with a forest in the background and a very bright kind of yellow sun. Sorry, not bright, very light yellow sun in the background, stepping forward, showing the pennant as they're walking in. And between these 2 flanks of 3 knights is again a wizard, but he's dressed all in white. He has a kind of like a yellow gold brocade piping on the details of his robe, and he looks impeccable. His hair looks like he's just stepped out of a salon. He's got this very, very bright skin, and these very bright green eyes. And he steps forward and says, "The party from Ostergald?"
Yes.
"State your business here."
To use your harbor.
"To leave?"
Yes.
Yes.
Very well. Getting ahead of the trade routes or something, I should imagine. That will be fine. You will only need to be in the lower tier of the city, and as such, your docket will say as much. Yep, here we go. And so you can see that he's scratching some things out. He's signing other parts and goes, "Here is your permission to remain within the city. How many days will you be here?"
Less than 1 if we're successful.
Excellent, excellent. You'll have up to 3. After that, you will have to go to the nearest guard outpost and declare that you'll be outstaying your permission, and you'll have to apply for an extension.
It's Cora in her uniform.
Has Cora transformed?
No, I don't know. No.
Okay, that's fine.
She wasn't wanting to make an entrance specifically. It was to use at certain times or if they find themselves in need or whatever. But no.
You notice that his gaze has gone from Eclipse to Farewell, back to Eclipse, and then momentarily to Glory when she spoke, and then back to Eclipse again because she was the first person to speak. And he says, "Will there be anything else that you need of me? Are you all well? Were there any complications during the teleport?"
None
Good,
whatsoever.
thank you very much.
Very well. You have our permission and compulsion to leave. He hands.
Thank you.
He goes up to Eclipse, hands her the license to remain, and steps to one side.
And we'll leave because there's no reason to stay around here.
No, we're leaving.
Sure. You notice that Sandera they haven't done anything along these lines, but up until now. But Sandera suddenly holds Katia's hand and says, "Come, sister." And Farewell automatic pass. You can see that Sandera is holding onto Katia's hand, white-knuckled. Yeah, she's gripping Katia's hand like she's trying to break it, and she's pulling. It doesn't look like it, but you notice just the subtleties. Sandera is pulling Katia past the guards.
Don't hit them! Don't hit them! Don't hit them!
Fair.
And Katia only falters once, where she looks to the side, and as she does so, you can see the guard that she looks at turns his head to her, and then snaps his head back to attention, standing like a statue again. And that you just notice that as they leave. And the second that you leave the reception room, the doors are slammed unceremoniously behind you. Like you're not out of the door by about a foot before they slam.
I'm gonna sort of pull on Farewell to pull him down to my level and be like, "I totally forgot to have this conversation before we arrived, but we have to be really careful about what we say. Apparently, here, every single thing can be taken as offense. They like to take offense. All of us should not speak. There was things happening. Okay, I just got swept along, and then suddenly we're here, and I didn't mention it.
Did you have any swing as a knight?
I think that is better saved as a trump card.
Exactly.
Now let's get going to the dock. We need a crew, and we need to leave as soon as possible.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're heading. Is it obvious where the
Do
dock
we know
is?
where the docks are? We just gotta wonder.
I was waiting for this lovely exchange to finish. As you step out of the courtyard into the city proper, you are greeted with a beautiful, beautiful city. This entire city is made of a strange white stone, resembling something along the lines of marble. The city, from what you can tell, is concentric and each of the terraces goes up in a step-like fashion. So each circle goes bigger, goes higher, 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 higher. You can see above you, being that you're at the bottom of the city at the moment, that it goes up several terraces, and then it is topped by two large towers. One tower is wider and taller than the other tower. The other tower thinner and shorter, but only by about, say, 4/5. And they both of them are tipped with gold. So both of them have like a kind of a, it's like a kind of an organic, maybe almost like a petal shape on the top of each tower, made, or at least made to look like solid gold. It shines in the sun. The sun beats down on you, and this city is completely surrounded by dense forest. You can see in the distance, and it goes down to a harbor, and you're at the bottom of the city, so you can see that just looking, because you're in a slightly raised period here, you can see down and over the rooftops, and you can see probably about maybe 8 blocks away, there's the harbor.
Ah, lovely.
That's where we need to go.
Sandera turns around to Katya and says, "How are you doing?" "They think of us all as eye blights, remember?" "Sorry, that's just the way he looked at me." Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm fine. And she kind of cracks her knuckles, then cracks her neck, stretches a little bit, and says, "Come on, let's go." And starts heading towards the harbour.
Oh dear, oh dear. Those guards almost reminded me how they act back home in the harbour. Luckily, we never had to go to that city when we were there visiting. It's awfully dull most time of the year.
Yes, more stuck-up people. Yay! Okay,
Oh, don't worry. You haven't even met the most stuck-up yet.
Make way there! Make way! As a horse speeds around the corner and gesturing with his fingertips, a whip of gold energy flies from his fingertips, lashes at your feet to make you jump out the way, and the horse tears off down the road.
Really, what the hell? I wanted that should not shout. Yeah. Let's go. Are you guys alright? Because I'm feeling feelings.
Eclipse, sweetie, do not insult someone again and end up in an oubliette.
No, I think this is more of the immediate sort of satisfaction kind of place. It'll be more just having to fight our way down to the docks that take the longest. So
I can do that.
less time we're here, the better.
Yeah, much as it might be fun, it's probably not for the
best. It
would
be a lot of fun.
I know, but
let's say that. Captain, will you be able to acquire a crew on your own when we arrive in the harbour?
Yes.
Well, we set up.
All harbours are the same. The cities change, but harbours are the same. Sailors are sailors the world over. We'll be able to find what you need.
Very good.
Okay.
Come on now.
Yeah. As you walk through Goldaster Mount, the city seems to be reserved, stuffy, but beautiful. The architecture is wonderful. You can see that the shops have luxury goods in them. You know, everything that you can see there is shined up. Everything needs to be looking its best. Normally, if you'd go for an axe, you'd check the edge of the axe, you'd check the metal to see if it had any flaws. You wouldn't polish the entire head of the axe. Everything shines. If it's metal, it's polished. If it's masonry, it's been skimmed down to the point where it's a perfect surface. The cobblestones even have a disturbing symmetry to them. Whoever planned out this city did so with a set of calipers and an iron.
I'm
I
gonna
almost
take
get
advantage
nostalgic.
of my hat disguise and turn myself into a high elf, so they are not as much of a dick to me.
Sure. Give me a
Stealth roll to make
No.
sure no one sees her doing it.
no, because even if they see her doing it, they'll be like, whatever, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
I would like you to do me I guess it would be wisdom check. Yeah. Give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom. Don't you try to steer me. Wisdom.
Asking.
Uh-huh.
Any, like, it's just straight wisdom or?
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. Sure. You turn into an elf dressed roughly in the same clothes as a few people that you've seen, and the hat of disguise kind of just settles into it, and you get no more or less disdainful looks than you would have.
Okay, if it's not much of a change, I'm just gonna.
They're just dicks.
Yeah.
I don't say that out loud, by the way.
Yeah. If it doesn't have much of a visible change, I'm just gonna turn back to myself.
Strangely, you get scowled at. Well, not scowled at, but you get people looking down their nose at you. Pretty much the same. You have a feeling it's that they would judge a high elf that keeps the company of these people as badly as any other race.
Right.
Yeah, I will suggest a swift pace, and then we'll set one.
Yeah.
Okay.
In and out.
You are walking through what is generally the merchant district that borders onto the harbours of most cities. And so you seem to have a fairly easy run of it, other than that guy who threw a golden whip at you. There doesn't seem to be anything more than the usual
I also got a whip with a knife on the end. We can
behavior.
have a whip off.
A whip off?
Yeah, because I also
Okay.
have a whip, but with a chain with a knife on the end. See whose
A
whip
whip off
is better.
sounds like it's dancing with whips.
Well, see any musical fan, yeah, there's
I
just
was leaning towards kinky, but
Legally Blonde has a whole song about whips.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway.
I feel more stupid for knowing that.
That just makes you cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on about this that makes me cool.
What? You mean like playing a game of math?
Oh, no. That's perfectly acceptable. It's learning.
Knowing
learning
musicals
stuff.
is not.
Maths is cool, says the geek.
It's more about knowing anything about Legally Blonde. Is not.
But that's a perfectly decent musical.
Musical,
I mean,
yeah.
the fact that you've come out with deep lore about Legally Blonde 2 is a little worrying. And because that wasn't just like the random fact, that is like the deepest, darkest lore. I feel like we're like scratching into sort of like Kate's dark history.
It wasn't Legally Blonde 2. What are you talking about? The
I was gonna say,
musical.
that was in one, clearly.
It's in the
Anyway,
musical
right.
version. Anyway. This game has been the weirdest, surrealist game I've ever had.
Indeed.
And I will simply say, and that makes it better. How?
But Sean, I multi-classed on both.
That day when math nerds look down on drama.
The maths nerds always look down the drama nerds, and the drama nerds look down the maths nerds.
It's the
It's
yeah,
the
the
Ouroboros of
hierarchy
nerds.
Damn you, theater kids.
Oh boy.
They made me choose. I chose chemist, but yeah. But yeah,
So did I.
That's
yeah.
the worst.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, really. You should really know.
we're all sad alcoholics. Every single one of us. we all sit there, and he can't argue with me because he knows it's true. 'Cause we all sat there after every exam that we ever did, stared at the pint in front of us, and just thought, 12 more of you, I can pretend that I can make it through the next one.
It was part of the procedure, the exam, kinetics and thermodynamics, and then despair drinking.
Yeah.
Despair
Sorry, dude.
drinking.
Sorry. I forgot. You're not supposed to say it out loud.
You're not allowed to. Fucking solid state was. I hate
catalysis.
it.
Anyway, right. So
Anyway.
you're walking through the merchant district, and they're just generally looking down on you. But it seems to be that you're going through it easy. There's no one that seems to be challenging you. The first kind of hairy incident is where you actually get to the harbour itself. And the promenade there is a promenade. And you can see these kind of jumped up bravos walking backwards and backing up and down the dock. And you can see that there's a number of high elves that have come down from the higher points of the city just to walk by the sea. Yeah, it's one of the places to walk, that as you should imagine, there's parks around here. You haven't been up to the other terraces. This seems like the type of place to have kind of parks to walk around in. And there are people who are just stopping, talking, and you can see that the chalk and cheese of the sailors and workers that use this place for their living, and the shining ones, as Lysandra put it. And you notice that the workers, they give a wide berth to these people who are just chatting and make polite conversation. The clothes are immaculate. You're looking at kind of Regency style clothes, I guess. Regency high money clothes. And there's a sudden break in it all where you hear, "What did you say?" And there's this huge slap that the entire street can see. And these two elegant, curved, flashing blades get drawn. And
this way, everybody. Tall group, stay together. Remember the immortal sticky rice. We are all sticky rice. Together. Anywhere. Come on, keep going. Yes, going all the way through.
Kinfair will be holding a sort of umbrella style, like D&D, whatever, in the air. Follow this.
And it was just
black
getting
feather.
interesting. I want to know what he said.
They are fighting viciously at the moment, but you notice that neither of them has landed a hit. The swords are clanging against each other very dramatically, but neither of them has provided a hit.
Are they doing
Yeah,
reenactment
show.
fighting where they're just clanging swords above their heads? No one is trying to attempt to hit anyone. It's just ching, ching, ching.
You're not proficient in
don't worry, that was a
fighting,
Kate reference of the annoyance of that
Eclipse will want to
starfight.
know, because she is actually proficient with swords and rapiers and all that.
Okay. Eclipse, do me a combat roll.
Combat roll,
gonna
just
say-
attack roll.
They are cock waving.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Innately
they're
obvious
just
to
cock-waving.
everybody that they're.
Oh,
cock
and that's a natural 20.
Okay, so yeah, you can see absolutely these two are in it for the show.
Yeah.
They are scowling, they are shouting insults to each other, but neither of them wants to get hurt.
Pussies.
Yeah. So I always picture us as so they both got their cocks out and they're just waving them around. They're not actually hitting anyone. It's all just
Cora just hears this and really peers because she thinks that she's being serious.
Literally, like, oh, I didn't realise it was that kind of show.
Slapping in the
don't.
sea breeze, the clanging of swords, and the hanging
gentle-
of pennants.
I was going to say, and the gentle wafting of pennants. Yeah, it's a different kind of cloak of billowing.
One of my favorite innuendos in Harry Potter has always been when they polish
Gently-
their wands.
Gently wafting
And I
heroically
imagine
in
it's
the
the same
breeze.
thing in D&D with swords.
I'm just imagining the cloak of Billy.
Oh dear.
It's definitely
No matter
Friday
which,
today.
Like, Which
Yeah.
angle they stand at, it all billows in the same way, in the same direction, no matter how they move.
Always billows to the left, right?
Slightly up.
Oh boy.
Right.
I mean, it's 11 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah,
the
pretty
lunacy
much
is
there. Yeah,
officially set in.
we got you to the dock side, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, Sandera and Katya go off to what is the equivalent of the quartermaster's rest, and she says, "We'll be right back. We will find the right people, able seamen." And she walks off with Katya in tow. At that point, a woman walks up to you, Felicia,
Oh,
and says, "Excuse me, why are you with her?" And points at the receding captain.
oh, that is.
Oh, this is a Triton, by the way.
Oh,
This is a Triton female.
pregnant female. Because she is driving our boat.
She's the captain.
She's the captain.
Oh, she's your captain. I see. And just out of interest, may I ask where she's going?
Capside.
I'm not a navigator, so I can't tell you, unfortunately.
I understand.
I'm
Very well.
so sorry.
Do you know if anything about the mission that she might be on?
No. I'm just here to help with the firepower.
Firepower. You're expecting that you're off on a combat mission?
No. It's more of an emergency thing. Besides, I like the sea.
Defense, of course. Not a problem. Okay, that sounds fine.
Why do you want to know?
Yeah, who are you?
She looks at you both and says, "Are you ranking members on the ship?"
Yes.
We're in charge of the
Wait.
ship.
Yes, we
Excellent. You'll be able to tell me more then. I am asking for interested parties.
In
Are
what
you
interest?
Why I didn't say anything.
Yeah. In what interest?
Which interested parties?
Yeah.
We've had it told that you are going to go to some places that are considered to be forbidden and dangerous. We
Who
would like to
told you
know.
these things?
Our seers.
And why would your seers be looking at us?
They weren't. They were just looking and you were there.
No, you see, this is the part of the conversation where you're very honest with us, because I'll be honest, I'm very tired of these dancing games. Who are you, and why are you after us?
Very well. My name is Captain Indira of the Silverfins, and I have a suspicion that you're trying to get to a sunken temple, which could cause catastrophic effects. We are
So you
normally
would
the
come to-
defenders of such things, and we started looking into a portent. One of our seers said that something terrible is going to happen somewhere in the vicinity of Olen's Reach. And, well, put it this way. You're not going there.
21 an insight to get a feeling if she is genuine in what she's just said.
Every word.
Oh, you're a silverfin. Oh, I'm sorry. Could have started with that. Sorry, there's a lot of parties out after information about us right now, so you'll have to excuse us being careful. Whatever disaster you saw happening, that's what we're trying to avoid.
Things are gonna
And
get
you
much
and
worse.
I need to have a conversation. She gestures, dismissing something below in the water. You look down just in time to watch a tiger shark submerge under the water. He says,
Because it's,
"Let's find somewhere private, shall we?" and Captain Indira takes you to one side, and that is where we're going to end today's game.
Ooh.
Yes,
See, we didn't need to bring Captain at all, guys.
Yes,
We don't need to remember crap. We do what we want.
No, I meant there's some people that haven't got their loot yet. I don't.
They
think...
haven't yet.
I got honey. I'm fine. I got honey and some sweet grass
No,
that tastes
from
like
the
candy
loot bomb.
floss.
Minion needs his loot bomb.
Yeah, but I won't.
I will tell Minion. I will tell
Won't
Minion
work.
what the loot is.
Yeah.
One of you will not know what the loot you received is.
Oh, if it's me again, good luck, everyone.
More broken. We break the ship.
I
We have a
definitely-
second ship. We break that too.
I definitely had a thought going, oh, maybe the honey is the thing, and it's just, you know, you eat it and then all shit breaks loose.
Probably.
I mean, to be fair, that's why we have a spare ship now.
That's true.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we
Like
should
we have-
split
we
the
have
party as in
contingency
split the
with the
boats,
ship.
just in case I go down with one of them, if you know what I mean. Oh, boy.
I will send. I will send a one of the. If we got to a certain part, Kate would have received hers, and I'll say now. I hope Nick never finds his.
Oh, God.
Right.
I ain't gonna find mine then, because I
Oh.
have enough items that cause my character emotional scarring as it is, let alone having an Eldridge button.
Nick, you'll be interested to know that.
Is it a tentacle rod?
Oh, God. Whilst
No,
starting to
I
put
would
together
want
various
him to find the
playlists.
tentacle rod. I'm hoping he never finds this one.
Sorry,
Is
what
it
did you say?
because it's overpowered?
Just that I've started putting together some playlists, and one of them is called Farewell's Nightmares.
We're gonna need that one.
The sad thing is, you lot have no fucking idea.
Yep.
Poor boy.
Poor boy.
Boy.
Oh,
dear.
boy.
Anyway, let's wrap up.
Stop making my characters suffer.
But it's so much fun.
So thank you very much for everybody for watching today, and a big thank you to Kate, Felicia, Nick, and Corinne for their story today, and all of you watching at home, including both Minion and Steg for renewing their subscription for a
thanks,
second
guys.
month. Thank you so much.
I will play
guys.
credits. You'll be in the credits.
Yep.
Woo!
Definitely.
If those of you watching at home enjoyed our particular brand of chaos, please check out our Discord link below and join our community to find out about our other games and various other bits. However, you can just follow us on here. That's good too. Always good to see if people want to see our other things. Our next broadcast is on Monday, not Tuesday. It's on Monday at 8 p.m. UK time, where Felicia, Corinne, myself, and Rodrigo will be players, and the lovely Ed will be our DM for Call of Cthulhu one shot based on the canals in Manchester. I am so looking forward to this. I have no idea what he's got in store, but he's currently got he's 1-0 at the moment. He killed my character last time. So I've yet to survive. I've only ever survived one Call of Cthulhu
Don't
game.
worry. I made my character to die.
Well, I'm playing the grandfather. I'm gonna die at some point.
Yeah,
let's face it. And I rolled too well.
We are all like at the same family. Like,
Oh,
so...
don't spoil it! Don't spoil it!
No. That can be later. However, we will also have our regular Tuesday night game. What to become our regular Tuesday night game? 8
As far as long as
p.m.
lockdown is going
on Tuesday. And that is Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl, where we will be continuing with the Victoria-based mission, The Burden of Honor.
Yeah, it's taking a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's taken a while. We have got some other stuff coming up, and I'm hoping to tell you a little bit more about that either this weekend or this week coming. But until then, thank you very much. And before I say goodnight, please consider going over to the Kate Madison channel in how long?
I don't know. At least half past, if not a little bit before. I just go stretch my legs a second and that. But
so,
but
we're going to take a quick break, and then
play
Kate's
some
going to try something new.
chill games, community games,
chill
maybe.
games. So
For a
yeah,
couple of hours,
it's late night with Kate.
Oh, that's like I'll do some ASMR and everything. It'll be amazing. Who knows?
Yeah, stop getting the radio voice on.
Yeah.
Yeah, get right up close to that mic and go, "Hi guys."
Yeah, just start.
Yeah. Get the vibrato coming. Get the vibrato coming through on the mic. Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, please join us in the Kate Madison channel, where you're going to be doing. Did you say you're going to do words with stream or?
We'll see. I'm gonna try. I literally have opened it and I don't know how it works and stuff. But we'll try some stuff that is potentially, more chat-based thing. It depends how many people are there. If there's nobody there, it's going to be hard to play games with chat. So let's see what happens. Come on over and we'll see what we do.
Okay, but that's it for Chaotic Neutral Games now. Please follow some of our wonderful people below. There's plenty of others to follow on Twitch.
Please
And
follow us as well. If you're not following, please.
Yeah,
us a follow.
Absolutely.
Remember
Actually,
that.
doesn't everyone? Well, not everyone has a Twitch channel. Maybe we should start announcing them at the end. Because Felicia does her art sometimes and things. So.
Yeah,
I
Felicia
do
does art,
art or Sims or sometimes WoW if I'm really bored.
Yes. We're tired. Let's go, guys.
Go to bed.
So tired.
You can check. There's stuff in the details,
Right.
isn't there?
Nick needs to go and go to bed. So
He's
good
an
night,
old
everybody,
man.
and I'll see
I am
some of
old.
you over on Kate's channel. Good night.
Bye.